Welcome to Derry, released in 2025, expands the world of Stephen King's It by taking viewers back to Derry, Maine, decades before the Losers Club faced Pennywise. Set in 1962, the series explores an earlier cycle of disappearances, fear, racial violence, military secrets, and supernatural evil beneath the town. While the show connects directly with the recent It films, it also shifts the focus beyond Pennywise himself, showing how Derry's history, silence, and cruelty help evil survive from one generation to the next.
And welcome back to another episode of So You Like Horror. And my throat's a little dry. I forgot to bring a water. That's okay, because I'm here in my basement where there's all the water that I could throw a stone at. And that's fine, though. This week on the podcast, I want to welcome back my lovely wife, Miss Sarah Beth.
Hey.
No, not
yes.
Not yet.
Yes.
Not yet.
You said welcome back. Yes.
I had more to say.
Ugh.
And then I was going to, but now it's ruined.
You're welcome.
So I guess I have to do this like blind. Thanks. So I want to welcome back my wife, Sarah Beth, as this week we are going to talk about the HBO series It. Is it that dot? What is that, like a colon or something? I don't know.
The dot?
You know, like
the semicolon?
No, I don't think it's
No, not semicolon.
What
is it?
It's a colon then, yeah.
Maybe it is just a colon.
It's just like a regular colon, a full colon. It, full colon, welcome to Derry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually didn't even know it was that. I thought it was just called Welcome to Derry until I was looking at it on HBO, and I was like, oh, there's more. So anyhow, we're going to talk about the HBO series Welcome to Derry. And we've been kind of, I guess I've been kind of over the last few weeks as I do episodes, and I'm kind of leading up to this one because I wasn't sure when it was going to get done. I forgot. I kept forgetting. I think it was actually supposed to be June, but then I forgot and moved it to July.
We had a lot. You pushed it, I think, for Juneteenth.
No,
you just had a lot going on.
No, yeah. Tales from the Crypt was.
Oh yeah.
I think that was supposed to be May, and then this. It all works out. Because here we are in July. We're in July.
Who said things had to be set in stone?
Well, I like to be in order, so.
Nothing wrong with that.
There's that. But, so we've been working our way up to this one, and it's finally here. We're going to be talking about Welcome to Derry. I don't think it was originally on the plan, but after watching the show, I was like, I'm not putting this to a vote.
Exactly.
I'm going to use my power as president, and we're going to just go ahead.
The person who does the show.
President. I'm the president of So You Like Horror.
Okay.
That's how it worked. I got voted in.
El Presidente?
1-0.
1-0. There you go.
I won.
There it is.
No need to recount that shit. But I decided, let's do this one because it had a lot. And so I'll be honest, before this series, I didn't care about it. I didn't care about the original series from 1990. The movies in 2017 and 19, I did watch those loosely. Like they were on.
Right.
I did not really get it. I didn't get into it at the time. And I think part of why I didn't get into it is because when people hype something up, I check out. And I know recently I've been hyping up Obsession, but in a loose way where I'm like, telling people like it is good and like saying the things I think are good, like cinematography and everything, but I don't want to put that same trap out to people. So when It in 2017 dropped, I'm getting all this info. I was like, okay, I'll watch it, and I went in with these expectations. Like it's a fine movie.
Well, I mean, it's a Stephen King production. It's good. It's got some creepy parts.
Stephen King novel
production. Think about it. He just makes all these things, and they're just. But I mean, they're good, but we're not exactly super duper Stephen King fans. We appreciate
I love
his
the fuck
works.
out of Carrie. What are you talking about?
No. I'm saying in his works overall. Does that make sense?
Dreamcatcher was pretty not good, but I still watched it.
I mean, The Stand is good, stuff like that.
The Stand.
Right. So it's like we have our things that we like. We appreciate the others, but this one, I feel adds to the movie's visions, but we'll get there.
Same director and everything, producers.
Right.
But yeah, prior to this, I did not know like a lot of lore.
No, but this definitely pulled me in.
There was like a lot of just things I just was not connected to. And then prior to the show being released,
yeah,
the director did an interview, and I only saw this clip, and he goes, the opening scene will set the tone.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, buddy. Everyone says that because there's, want to hype up their shit. You gotta promote. I was like, whatever, buddy. So I put the show on specifically to see the opening scene. Because I was like, all right, if this shit doesn't sell me, you can fuck yourself and I'm not going to watch the show. Put it on, saw the opening fucking scene. I was like, I think you had gone to work. And I feel like I texted you right after. I was like, we got to watch this.
Yep.
Like, this shit is some shit. I don't even know how to describe it, but we've got to watch it. So, that being what it is, we're no experts on Stephen King's universe, his properties. We did watch Castle Rock. So, there's some like loosely like connected things there if you want to play that game. Because I've seen people doing that, and it's like, it's fun, but I don't dive in like that. I got other shit to do. I do jujitsu, so I got to think about other things like getting choked by grown men, not in a weird kinky way, but it's kind of in a I got to fight for my life kind of way.
If you say so.
I guess you can cut that both ways, but yeah. So we're no experts.
No, we just enjoy ourselves.
We got the notes that we have, and look, we're gonna give you what we give, and you gonna like it. So yeah, let's go ahead and I'll start off because I do have notes, and I'm going to read right from my tablet here. So, oh wait, that's the intro. What's up, folks? That's me. So, yeah, basically, the series itself is set in 1962, and it's taking place 27 years prior to the 2017 It movies. So,
he's a every 27-year kind of person.
Relax. This isn't Jeepers Creepers.
But is it?
But yeah, basically it's 27 years prior to the 2017 release. So, this is already kind of expanding on the history of the Stephen King, even the one from 90. So I think that, there's like the number and everything, all the shit gets funky with numbers.
Because like it's supposed to take place, 1989?
So Stephen King's one in 90 comes out, and then the
no, but I'm saying like it would be the time period.
Yes.
Okay.
So then you got your 2017 one, which is 27 years later. So.
Oh, okay.
And I think even with 1962, 89.
Yeah.
Would have been 27
7 years. Yeah.
So it all connects, son. It makes sense because you got the Losers Club and what have you and everything. So, girl, I know what I'm talking about. Don't fuck with me right now. I'm
not. Don't be mean.
I wasn't being mean. Oh, you're the one yelling, not me. So, there you go.
All week. Huh. You're walking a thin line, mister.
Not only am I walking it, I'm tap dancing.
I bet you are. With your tippy toes.
But yeah, so we're going to have less about the 1990 version and more about the 2017 and then the Loser Clubs from there. But the show explores the early awakening of the creature, the entity, whatever you want to call it, Pennywise. But really it is just an entity. We get more into what creates Pennywise.
He takes on the identity Pennywise. But
hey, that's an episode later.
I'm just saying.
I wasn't there.
I'm just saying that's how he identifies.
But we're calling it the entity.
We don't. Well, you can call it entity. That's true because you don't have an identity before that.
Exactly. But we're here.
But if you want to know, it's called Pennywise.
We're cool. But anyhow, yeah, we're gonna talk about the early awakening of the entity, and it does eventually become Pennywise. I guess it is Pennywise during that time, but we do kind of get a touch as to even what led it to becoming Pennywise. So during this episode, we're going to give kind of light breakdowns of the 8 episodes. I don't know why I kept thinking it was 10. But it's 8 episodes. We're going to discuss the themes, obviously, because that's what we do here. We're going to point out connections to other Stephen King's larger universe works. And we're going to talk about, sorry, I'm like trying not to burp.
Oh,
there it is.
Feel better.
Pardon.
okay.
And then, we'll talk about the larger universe of his films and works and what have you.
Sure.
And then more about what makes Pennywise like frightening, or the entity frightening, and whether this takes away some of the mystery or does it add to the lore and what have you. So that's what we're going to do. So for you, sir, I do want to ask though, like prior to this series, like I said, I didn't have a connection to this. I loosely watched the 1990 version, and then the 2017 and 2019 ones again, loosely watched it. But like for you, were you familiar with it? Like even the 1990 version?
Yeah, I watched them all, but I wasn't like super into them. They just were what they were, and it was what it was.
All right, so we're basically batting from the same plate.
Basically.
Yeah. Okay. So I didn't want you on here if you knew more about it than me.
Wow. Patriarchy.
No, it's just hate. Like it's my show from the start, so
Asinine.
I can't be like over here dropping knowledge and you're like, actually, because you would get ushered right out. You're like, listen, Hawk, you gotta go. Oh, I'm sorry, as my British friends like, listen, mate, you gotta go. I'm gonna bring that back, mate. I'm just gonna start calling people mate. Not even with the oi.
No,
it's just gonna be straight up mate.
It's kind of like listen up, like
listen, mate.
I like that. It's
like listen, mate. This is my show. All right.
All right.
So don't know more than me, and if you do, bite your tongue. All right, but yeah, so like you weren't really.
Nah,
like,
I mean it was fine. It was creepy. Tim Curry did well.
Man,
of course, my first Tim Curry excursion was him as the devil. So
unnecessary.
I'm just saying,
unnecessary.
Creepier there.
We're talking about clowns.
Anyway, continue on. Yeah, clowns are creepy.
Yeah.
So
I don't fuck with clowns.
No,
I'm not scared of them. I'll fight one. But
I don't like it.
I'll fight a
Too
clown.
goddamn jolly.
That doesn't bother me. I'll fight a clown though.
Fuck a clown.
I feel like this fucked with a lot of kids with their clown like perceptions.
Dumbo ruined it for me because the clowns were mean to Dumbo.
Okay,
and they were drunks, so I didn't like clowns.
That's wild.
Okay. I don't like circuses.
All right. Anyhow, well, I don't like circuses either, nor zoos, to be quite honest.
Oh, I understand.
I can't stand the fucking zoo.
I understand.
Like a fucking prison for animals. And we're like, hey, let's watch them. And they're all like fucking.
As a little kid, you don't get that. It's like
it's
so cool to see an animal.
I absolutely get it. I've always hated the zoo.
Yeah, well.
Fucking trash. Like, and I mean, the only way I accept the zoo is if we like let it really be what it is. Like, let those lions, You're
throwing a live goat and watch it go.
Let them get that work. Because like right now, you look out and they're just sitting there.
Yep.
High as a kite, sitting there.
Like, put some actual fish in the water for the bears to go chase down. It'll be great. Right. It'll be great exercise.
Throw a zebra in that bitch. Yeah. Let's see what's going to happen. Like, I want to see a real safari. So, that's the only way the zoo works for me.
At the Baltimore one, we have like, they're all grassland animals, but you'll have like zebras and ostriches and rhinos all together.
Yeah, but I want to see lions. I want to see lions.
But there are no gators in the water.
So it's not cool.
See,
I'm not into it.
See,
I'm not into like zoos are dumb, circuses are dumb.
Circle of life.
And I'll fight a clown.
Sure.
But with the first episode, they did that. I know for me, like again, I saw that opening scene. I was like, yo. We gotta watch.
The fact that you were so hyped told me that this was definitely something different from like the regular thing. So I knew I was in for something good.
Yeah. Like, I mean, again, this got me into the lore more than anything because I was like, before, and I was like, I
was like, okay, they're going to do their thing. Okay, cool. But what they gave us, highly unexpected.
Yeah.
Highly appreciated. I want more. I'm worried. I'm anxious about what's going to happen in the next season. Like,
they go back
worried.
to 19.
I know. I am legit
35.
Freaking worried.
So, we'll get to it.
But anyway.
All right. So, but yeah, as we talk about the series, Welcome to Derry, it's on HBO, premiered on HBO in October of 25. And the first season itself that we're going to talk about here is primarily set in that year of 1962. We do have some flashbacks to 1908.
Yeah.
Even though there is a period between 08 and 62, they didn't do any flashbacks there, and that was, I think, done by design.
Yes, they did. Because
They didn't go to 35.
Yes, there was, because how in the world does the military guy?
I didn't.
No, it was that much of a time in between. So I guess we just miss it because it's not relevant to all the other characters.
I think it is relevant. I just think it was conveniently left out.
Because they're going to discuss it later.
Well, that's season 2. And then season 3 is going to be 1908. So, and that was confirmed. As the seasons had not been greenlit, but they said this is the plan.
Sure.
To go back each 27-year cycle. So,
okay.
But yeah, it primarily takes place in 62, and it connects again directly to Annie Muschietti's 2017 It in It Chapter 2. So, we already got kind of that. And then Bill Skarsgård comes back as Pennywise as well eventually.
Right.
So you already see that this is an interconnected thing within its world. And almost kind of the definitive It story, really. Because, I mean, yes, again, 1990s was, it was great for what it was. It's a little mini series.
It walks, so this could run. It's fine.
But that mostly focused on the clown and the terror that it presented, whereas the newer one kind of gave us a story of like the kids, and how that works. So it definitely sets its own tone. The series draws from a lot of Stephen King's novels, specifically It and its main self, but we get The Shining in there.
Yes,
we get Shawshank mentioned in there. So there's going to be all this interconnectivity, and a lot of those chapters document Derry's repeated cycle of disappearances of kids, massacres, which again, I think they talk about that. That's what's going to be the 1935 one, because they don't go back, but there is a mention when they're dredging out a car. I want to say the first or second episode. It was like a gang.
There's a lot of mentions about Derry and Castle Rock too, so he has a lot of interconnectivity with things. Yes.
And then even with this one too, especially in this series, we're going to be talking about fires, a big one that takes place in one of the episodes, racial violence and tension, public indifferences, because there are people who kind of overlook the shit, and there are people that are like, we know some shit's going down, so there's kind of some conflict there. So the season expands, significantly on these historical events that you kind of get little touches of throughout, but we get a bigger story here as well. The story also will introduce younger versions of or relatives of characters from the Losers Club, and just kind of like background characters, even like bullies, even from the later films. And then we get Dick Hallorann, who is the chef at the Overlook Hotel from The Shining. So, you got all these different pieces that work. So for you, with the setting being in 1962, did the ideal of that make you feel different from, like as you're watching it? Was there any point where you're like thinking about like the 2017 version of the movie, or was it just like
I was stuck in this timeline because there's so much going on. You're like, I have to know what's going to happen here and now during this cycle time.
Yeah, I think they did a good job where like they presented it where you don't really know. Like, yeah, you're focused here.
Like, he's going to be in the future, but you're focused on what's happening now.
Yeah. And honestly, if you don't really have a connect and you don't really know anything about it, it's pretty easy to forget that. Because, I mean, after each episode, I'd go online and people would be talking about this thing or that thing and these connectors and these Easter eggs. And I'm like, none of that shit means anything to me, because I watched the other movies, but I wasn't balls deep in it like that. I wasn't remembering names. I was just like, oh, that redhead girl. Okay,
right.
That word. So yeah, like I think they did a great job kind of keeping you isolated in that world for 1962. With that being said, though, even though we see the story going on here in the present time of 1962, knowing that Pennywise will be in the future stuff, did that remove any tension of the story, or
this story is intense?
Yeah, like
I feel more intense than the other movies, even though they had tense moments and stuff.
Yeah. I think with the series something that happens too is like when you're looking at kids and like these are those formative ages.
Right.
Like I want to say like maybe freshman, sophomore, high school, if even. I don't even know. They look younger
These kids
than
are
that.
like they're like maybe middle school.
Maybe
Middle
yeah.
school.
Yeah. You know,
Definitely like that. It's that very unsure time in your life. Like, there's a whole lot going on.
so like seeing all this creepy shit happening.
Because they're right on that precipice of growing up.
Yeah. It's like all this creepy stuff going on. Actually, I don't know, made it more tense for me because it's like,
Shoo.
are we about to kill some kids, yo? Damn, yo. Like, they just straight up made a show and said, fuck them kids.
Yes.
And everybody watched and was like, yeah, fuck them kids. So, yeah, I was definitely stuck in there too. So, what we're going to do is like with the episodes, we're going to go episode by episode and give kind of like light breakdowns. I believe like episode 7 and 8, the final 2 episodes, we have a little bit more detail going into it, but the first 6 episodes more so, a little just like, not even synopsis, but like just, like I said, light breakdown. So, again, as I said before and repeating again, the series begins in 1962 with Maddie Clements. That's an important character there.
Oh, Maddie.
He's in the opening scene. That kind of sets the tone. He's sitting alone in a movie theater. The Capitol Theater specifically is the name, I think.
That's the one in town.
He snuck in. He didn't have a ticket. And he's watching the movie, and it does kind of jar him a little bit. And then he gets removed from the movie because he's like...
Right, he got caught.
He had like a little pacifier, which I was like, oh, those are the old days where kid got a pacifier, nobody questioned it. They're just like, he's just attached to it. You got a kid about that age now with a pacifier, like he probably needs an IEP.
I guarantee you they thought that was weird, but he probably kept it hidden for the most part.
Perhaps. Yeah, perhaps. But I like to believe what I believe. So
Go right ahead.
He was just rocking and rolling with a pacifier around town.
Sure.
Probably on ecstasy.
I was going to say.
Druggy.
Likes to party.
Oh, he looks the type. But yeah, basically, as he gets out of the theater, well, he gets caught. And he like kind of runs and hides, and I guess the usher or the ticket checker or whatever comes out looking for him, and he asks the projectionist, the dude running the projector, if he had seen a kid. And Maddie's kind of hiding right there, and there's a little girl, which is going to be revealed to be Ronnie, one of the main characters.
Right.
She sees him, and the dude, which is her dad, asks like, "Hey, have you seen anyone around here?" She's like, "Yeah, he went out that way. He skedaddled, skibbity pap." So he eventually gets out, and he's is trying to run away. So he wants to get as far away as possible from Derry. So as he's walking, he sees a car. I guess he's hitchhiking. That's illegal now.
Oh, no, I think, was he hitchhiking or was he just walking and they're like, hey, kid, we should pick you up because you're on the side of the road.
I think it was kind of a column A, column B.
Basically.
Because he was trying to get out of there, and they're driving away. And he hops in the car. He's like, they're like, where are you going? He's like, take me as far away from Derry as possible. I think they said they were going to Portland. So, like, yeah, bet, get on in. And the family seemed kind of like, the family of the times.
They would look at it right off the bat, yes.
Yeah. You got the one son in the car. He spelled almost any word that they said. He just spelling shit.
Okay.
And again, seems a little odd, but, he might be on the spectrum. Back then, they didn't have that, According to people from back in the day, we didn't have all this spectrum shit.
Sure you didn't.
Yeah. Right. You had it. You just ignored it.
Right. You're like, nah, he's just really good at knowing everything there is to know about trains.
Yeah. It's always the trains. Always
Tell
the trains.
you anything you want to know.
Trains and spaceships. But yeah, basically, as he's in the car, the situation kind of gets more uncomfortable as this older sister starts yelling at the little brother because he got stuck on a word and he's stuttering. She yells at him. And then the family starts getting really weird, like just talking. And the girl's like, she's like, the mom's like, be nice. She's like, oh, I can be nice when I want to be, like looking at Maddie. And you can already kind of see like, okay.
He's thinking, I think I want to get out.
Yeah, he was like, y'all can just drop me off right here. I'm good.
I'm good. I'm just good.
And then, as they're driving, you see the sign saying, welcome to Derry.
Right, they're like, leaving Derry, welcome to Derry. You're like, wait, no.
Yeah, he's like, no. He was like, then he goes, I gotta pee. real bad.
Can I get out?
I feel like this is the kind of family though. It's like you can pee yourself if you want. Like we're already weird, so go ahead and do
I think they were already dead, is what it was.
Yeah, probably. I mean, who knows? Or maybe they were Pennywises,
Something or other.
plural. But yeah, basically the mom was pregnant, and she starts going into labor, and everybody's like laughing and hooting and hollering like that shit is cool. And then suddenly a winged demonic baby
It's a weird
like
gross
comes up
thing.
and kind of sets the tone for the. So I mean that opening scene in itself.
That right there, oh, we in for some shit.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I would like to know more about whatever's about to happen.
Oh, he is fucked.
So basically, the opening immediately establishes that Derry's hard to escape. Number one, it also introduces this recurrent ideal that even though Pennywise doesn't always appear as a clown, he's there. Something's there. It's just like I said, it's really the entity more than anything, but the main identifier is Pennywise. So 4 months later, Maddie's still missing, and you get introduced to what's the boys? It was Teddy Uris and Phil Malkin, and these two are actually pretty funny. Just because like the little conversations that they kind of document between the boys. It's like the one thing that always stands out when like I think Phil's talking to Teddy, like, there's got to be a reason that we have nipples. And the reason is I think like if all the women, like he didn't even say if, he said when all the women disappear.
Right. Like we're going to have to take care of this.
We have to feed the babies. Like just weird shit like that. And
because it's like, what do you know? Nothing.
But you get introduced to them, and it turns out that I guess Maddie had a birthday party.
Okay.
Because he was a little, I guess, I don't want to say he was an odd kid. Maybe he was an odd kid because he had a pacifier in his mouth all the time. But they were kind of back and forth and about, feeling guilty for, I think they went to the party, but they didn't really want to go to the party or something like that. It was basically they felt some responsibility for him disappearing.
They thought it was kind of like their fault because they weren't nice enough or something.
Yeah. Yeah. So you get introduced to these two characters. You also get introduced to Lily Bainbridge, who's also one of the other main leads along the way. And you get the idea that something is a little off of her through school because she seems to get kind of called crazy.
That's because she's been in the insane asylum.
Yeah.
You go one of those places, you're labeled crazy for life, whether you're crazy or not.
Yeah.
Especially back then.
You're not being very kind right now to Lily.
I didn't say she was crazy. That's what people were saying.
It was the tone that you used.
Look, those kinds of people are a certain kind of way.
I mean, she was hearing noises coming from the bathtub drain. So
I mean, and honestly, I would pose it up to like just stress from her dad dying. So
yeah, I mean, because she's still grieving her father's death, which she feels responsible for.
There you go.
Because I think when they're leaving the job, she left something. He went back in. He tried to help somebody. He got yanked up into the pickle making machine. So
not the first time somebody's been yanked up into some kind of machine that was for food.
I thought she was saying not the first time somebody got yanked to a pickle machine and make it like an innuendo there.
No. I mean, like legit, like different companies that would like render lard and stuff, and they had child labor. Kids would fall into the vats. Still sold the product.
That was a wild tasting batch, I'm sure. But yeah, so
I don't think you would know the difference, considering we both taste like pork, and lard is pork.
Gross.
Just saying.
But anyhow, Lily's grieving her father.
Yes.
And she, as you mentioned, was recently treated at Juniper Hill, which is another reference from Stephen King work.
Crazy house.
And don't do that.
I'm sorry.
They don't like that.
I'm so sorry. No. People in the nut house don't like to have it be called the nut house.
No. But I don't think...
I'm talking about back then. I'm not talking about now. The mental health facilities.
I don't think orphans mind you calling orphanage though.
I don't know.
But
what are they called now?
Group homes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought group homes were for people like trying to get off drugs and stuff and rehabbing.
I think
they live in group homes.
I think that's also a group home. But
oh, shit. Okay.
Two things can be
true at the same time.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't put them down.
Look, I feel really bad for her though. She has a lot going on.
Yeah. Yeah. Like all the adults around her, including her mom, like they question her mental like stability.
They're not helping.
You know, and it's almost like they don't ever believe anything that she says. But I think that's a theme throughout the series, though. Adults don't
parents
believe
never,
the kids.
the adults never believe the children could actually be doing something that's of importance.
Yeah. But like along Lily's journey, you know, she encounters Teddy and Phil and her friend Marge, and she explains to them, hearing the voices coming through the drain, which Marge is a whole different beast because she wants to hang out with the patty cakes.
Those girls are bitches.
And she can't be seen hanging out with Lily.
Undesirables.
And I think the thing is, even with Lily, she's trying to tell Lily, like, you have to behave a certain way because, you know, this is going to be embarrassing for you. And Lily's like, embarrassing for me or no, she said us. She said embarrassing for us or embarrassing for you. Because Lily wasn't fucking around.
Lily don't give a shit.
Like, she a little crazy. She might stab a bitch.
She's not crazy. She's going through a tough time.
I mean, I didn't say it, but you was thinking it. Oh. But anyhow, yeah, like, so, you know, she explains to them what's going down, and I think Teddy even has like an experience where he sees like the lampshade in his room is like made of human skin, which Teddy, I guess part of the notes that I've seen was like, the family's Jewish, and you even see it in the house too. Like he's talking to his dad; they're Jewish, so that kind of goes back to like the Holocaust and the concentration camps and stuff like that.
That was happening, yeah.
So look at that. You know, I do research. I read notes. I just don't always put them like in the actual note section.
Right.
But yeah, so you know, they all have like, or at least those two have their visions in the first episode. Now, while that's going on, elsewhere in the story, we meet Major Leroy Hanlon, and he arrives at a nearby military base. You don't get introduced to his wife Charlotte and Will, his son, or their son, just yet. I think they pop in early in the second episode. But he and his family move there, and despite his rank, he immediately runs into racism.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember the one dude, like he's just dismissive of him.
Yeah.
Like
not listen to anything he says. It's like, nope, this is your commander. You're going to listen to whatever he says.
Yeah, and like Dexter's dad was like, you know, I'll handle this. He was like,
yeah. Part of it is the times, and then part of it is the influence creeping in. So
of course, but like, and that leads to later on him getting jumped in his own quarters. And then his boy Paulie basically jumped in and then kind of helped him get through it. So you already kind of see the adult world has a different kind of tension than what the kids' world is.
Yeah, they're separate and they don't intermingle very often, just at certain points where it's pivotal.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like it all collides eventually, but you can see they're both dealing with it.
They touch at certain important points and then veer back off.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, like with all that being, you know, the case, we see the stage being set for some other things. Then you kind of get back to, you know, the story with the kids. Lily convinces Teddy and Phil and everyone, like, look, we got to figure out what happened to Maddie, because I think like Maddie took her up to like, you know, the little hideout and showed her around. Was like, look, you can't tell the guys because I'm not supposed to bring girls up here or nothing. So, but like, she's like, fuck it, I don't care. I got to let them know. Like, yeah, I know about it. And look, we got to investigate. We got to figure out where he went. So they go to the Capitol Theater, like looking for clues. So it's like Phil, Teddy, and Phil's little sister, who you know how that is. Like, oh, you got, you know, you can go, but you got to take your little brother with you. Or you got to take your little sister.
He was in charge of her, so off they went.
And Ronnie's there too. So yeah, they're watching the movie, and then on screen they actually see Maddie.
Yep, in the crowd.
Yeah, and they're like, "Yo, what the fuck?"
They're freaking out because it's like, "Are you all seeing what I'm seeing?"
Yeah,
because mass delusion right there. Like, what?
And Lily's like, "See, I'm not crazy." Like, nah, you are. But yeah, basically, that winged demon baby pops out, and it's massacres ensues, and just fucking ripping everyone.
Just taking people out.
Just it was.
No one's safe.
And the crazy thing is, like, you meet this group of kids, you're thinking this is going to be our core group. Nah, the thing killed Phil and Teddy and the little sister.
Yep.
Like,
Fuck
but
her too.
yeah, it was like fuck that kid too. Like you shouldn't have left him in charge. Like you know he know he's not responsible.
Yeah, all they left was Ronnie.
Lily and Susie's hand.
Yeah, Mr. Hand. But I mean, you leave the one girl who is known to have mental issues and a black girl.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna believe anything they say because first of all, they're female and the other things I mentioned.
Yeah. I mean, and that's kind of a big catalyst.
And here you have a mass murder with blood all over the place. You're just like, what the fuck?
I mean, that's kind of the main like catalyst of like all the like the tension throughout because it's like you got this murder scene.
Look, murders happen, but back then when there was a murder of a child, especially grotesquely like something like this, the whole town would get up in arms over shit.
Yeah.
So this is not good for people.
Yeah, they're like, well, it's not good for
The owner?
Ronnie's dad.
Yeah.
Because he's the one that gets it gets pinned on him.
Well, yeah, because he's the one running it at the time.
Well, he was the projectionist.
Right, so he's the one working.
Yeah. Hank Rogan.
And he's black, so that also doesn't help.
Yeah. So
Shoo.
but yeah, basically there's this bloody scene left over and the episode just kind of ends there when like, hey, what's going on? And like Lily looks down and sees she's got Susie's hand.
She's still holding on for dear life.
I think life is the wrong word to use there.
I don't know what to use.
Well, for Susie, I guess. Maybe Lily, because she was still alive. But yeah, so that's kind of, your light little recap of episode 1.
A lot happened.
Yeah, a lot happened. It gets lighter from this point on. But
don't lie to them.
Well, I mean, you gotta give them hope.
Don't give nobody hope.
Oh my God! Like they killed kids in the first one. Yeah, it's all right.
Several.
It won't happen again.
Several. Fuck.
I'm sure Pennywise was like,
could possibly.
He was like, I'm sorry, I won't do it again. Completely.
Until I'm full, and I'll see you in 27 years.
Yeah, I'll be back in 27 for the rest.
Right?
Like fuck all y'all.
Like, how many kids does he have to take?
I don't think he's like Jeepers Creeper where he has a quota.
I think there was a specific quota he takes, and then there's always a big massive event where violence ensues, and then he's like, all right, I'm satiated.
Yeah, I think he just causes chaos, and while the chaos is going on, he's eating kids. I don't think there's
takes as many as he can get his hands on.
Yeah, he's got time. It's like a time window. He's like, all right, I got.
Yeah, how long is the time window? Definitely seems like it's summer into fall or something. But no, the kids are in school.
Yeah.
So it's fall.
Yeah. So I think it's kind of towards the end of the school year. So or no, maybe it is early. Maybe it is early school.
Yeah, because of what the kids are wearing, their sweaters and stuff like that. So I don't know. And it's northern, so it gets cooler quicker.
It's Maine.
Anyway.
So, I mean, but it's Maine. It's probably cold in the summer. You're probably out there in winter jackets talking about, I got to bring a sheepdog with me. It's cold as fuck.
My dad said Montana's got spring, July, and then winter.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
But Montana really doesn't have much of anything anyway. So they even got that because Montana.
And woods.
Do they?
Animals.
What's give me 2 cities in Montana.
Helena.
Okay.
I don't know.
Exactly.
Helena, the capital. Because I ain't never been, so I can't really say I know much about it.
That's all they know there too. Is the capital.
Stop.
They don't got any. They're worse in Kansas. They definitely don't have a skyscraper.
Oh, I think a lot of places don't, but that's okay.
Well, no, it's Kansas and Montana and Wyoming. Does Montana have a college? Yeah, they do because they play Delaware.
Everybody's got a college.
Barely.
Everybody's got at least a college.
Barely.
Stop.
Barely. Alaska.
They got a college.
Yeah.
It's probably in Juneau. That's the capital.
Oh. I don't know shit about Alaska. Anchorage. Anchorage.
Yeah, that's another city.
And Fairbanks. Because that's where the Air Force Base is.
Sure.
I know shit.
You know stuff.
I know shit. Anyhow, so episode 1.
I was like, shit, put on another one.
Yeah, well, I think they did drop the first 2.
I think it was.
So we were able to watch those back.
Yeah, and then it was a week. I needed time to digest because holy shit.
as far as that open scene, though, what was more disturbing, the creature itself or the family?
Dude, I don't know. They're both equally. I think the family was creepier than the goddamn baby. If I was him, I'd have tuck and rolled out the goddamn car.
Yeah, the family was like, because like a creature, you know, it's fucked up. The family looked like they might be okay. The creature's like, I know I'm supposed to be scared. The family, you're like, oh, you guys, like, we're safe. And they're like,
no. I'd be more terrified that they're going to attack me while I'm trying to hold down that demon baby.
Yeah.
Or turn it off on them. I don't know. Like, ugh.
Something like, what the fuck, y'all got this thing, like, just like, what's wrong with that dude's jizz that, like, he created a demon baby with this woman?
They're just demonic, so it's just...
good call. Did the theater sequence with all the chaos, did that, like, as far as like making a statement, because that opening scene was a heavy statement, but like that closeout,
like, you know, you're in for some shit with that opening scene. You're like, oh damn, like there's some stuff afoot. But then at the end, you're like, oh fuck.
Yeah, it's like they bookended it. It was like,
nobody is guaranteed to live.
Well, yeah, again, I mean, you get introduced to these two characters because after Maddie's like disappearance, those are the first two characters you meet is Phil and Teddy. So you're thinking like, oh, these are guys we're following.
Right. No.
And then they kill them and it's like, oh, that's what we doing today. We just killing kids right out the gate. Okay, bet. All right. So as far as any Easter eggs go, so the Hanlon name. Basically Mike, who is one of the losers in the 2017 or in the current day. When I say current day, are more recent years.
I know what you mean.
His dad is Will. Leroy is his granddad. So the Hanlon family, you know, you already get like that name locked in there. So there's your first Easter egg, the Uris family, which is Teddy. You know, he's connected to Stan Uris, which you know, another one of the future characters.
He'll be Stan's uncle.
Dick Hallorann, which is again from The Shining. I mentioned that
dude. I don't understand how he could stand being there at The Shining, considering what he's capable of doing.
The Shining.
Yeah, like what?
Yeah.
How did he survive a goddamn day in that place? But that's beside the point.
I don't know. But yeah, it's like you got these abilities. I think you can do better than being a cook. I don't know, be a psychic.
I thought he was the gardener, working on the hedges and stuff.
That was like the chef or the cook.
I thought he
might have been at everything.
Because there really wasn't nobody there.
Yeah, he probably did it all.
Yeah. Like in the off season, you know what I mean?
True. I mean, if I got abilities like that, I'm definitely like pulling a Miss Cleo and I'm getting an 800 number. You got the economy, you got to get the money where you can get it.
Let me tell you.
But yeah, and then like there's like little background shit like Alvin Marsh, which is a name that appears on the bathroom graffiti. Alvin is Beverly's abusive father, which Beverly is the girl in 2017. So yeah, you get these like little subtle
bits and pieces
connectors
for you nerds out there.
Yeah, I'm not one of them. I just got notes.
No, sure.
Yeah, I'm not a nerd. Like this plastic stuff in the basement is not nerd stuff. This is
not at all.
I'm curating the museum.
Curating.
Yeah. Go ahead and tell us about episode 2.
The Thing in the Dark.
Oh shit, they got titles. Oh, mine was just a pilot.
Yours was a pilot. Okay. It's fine. It might have had a title, but usually they're just called pilot. Yeah.
Because if it didn't do well, that shit wasn't coming back. It just flew away.
Well, we got episode 2, The Thing in the Dark. So we have Lily, who's struggling with her trauma from the Capitol Theater massacre. Yay. To trauma bonding. And then we go to Chief Bowers, who is the police chief.
Yeah.
And what's really weird, I cannot picture his face. I can picture everybody else in the show. I cannot picture him.
Just a generic
generic white guy.
Yeah.
Probably with like the white hat on. Yeah. Fuck yeah. All right.
I mean, I'm sure that was relatively by design, just like...
Because I haven't watched it since October, so it's been almost a year. So forgive me, if I don't remember every single detail. Anyway, so we got him pushing the investigation because, of course, something has to be done. Somebody has to be held accountable for murdering these kids. And they're going towards Hank, which is Ronnie's dad, which is, of course, the easiest scapegoat. Which to them, honestly, makes the most logical sense because they can't think in reasoning.
Well, I mean,
Past
also,
that.
too, like you said, he was on duty that night.
Correct.
And was he even on duty that night? No. I think he was supposed to be there that night.
Right, but he was off
You know,
canoodling.
fuck with them white girls.
Yeah, he was, literally. And he probably left Ronnie there to run the projector because he probably figured nobody's really coming in. She knows how to do it. Everything will be fine. I'll be back. I'll be back. It's fine. Yeah. Anyway, so he's considered the main culprit and suspect of this. And then, of course, Chief Bowers is using Lily's poor little psychiatric history against her and is trying to force her, saying, like, if you don't kind of, like, help me along with this, we're going to put you back in Juniper Hill.
Yeah, that's some fuck shit.
And that's a bad thing to do to little kids. I swear, that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, any time is a terrible time, but like back then, they weren't thinking about that. They were just like, yeah, fuck them kids.
Right. So they really wanted her to use their police version of the events in order to push the arrest of Hank because they really needed something to go on. And the experience also confirmed that Lily and Ronnie are being targeted, you know, and it brings them back together. Like she seeks out Ronnie at her home.
Yeah, and like she goes, knocks on her door, like she was banging on the door like she was the motherfucking police.
She really did. So anyway, elsewhere, we are introduced to Will Hanlon, who begins adjusting to his life in Derry and quickly encounters all of the town's racism, while his mother, Charlotte, sees how residents are responding when she sees boys get jumped and no one reacts. She like jumps out.
When she goes out,
I was like, she's like in there. I think she's talking to the butcher.
Yeah.
Getting meat for the night or whatever. And she sees it and she's like, like nobody's going to stop that shit.
Yeah. And you know, one of the ladies just says, oh, boys will be boys.
Right.
Like
so she starts noticing things about town or kind of, and again, it's his influence kind of like trickling in slowly. Anyway, so we go back to the military base with Hallorann's psychic abilities are being used to search beneath the town to find the entity or whatever it's whatever his commander in chief is asking him to do because they feel that this will be a weapon to help them. Because he's got it in his head, poor General Shaw. He's got in his head that if he has this, he can control fear itself and take down anything. Yeah, any army will bow to them.
But it's like as you get deeper into it, it's far more insidious what he's like what he believes he can do with this.
Right. And at first nobody really knows they just know that's top secret. They're trying to find a weapon that's going to help them with whatever. So they're just doing as they're told. Yeah. And as the search intensifies, Hallorann is drawn closer to the threats while Lily's worsening visions lead her back to Juniper Hill. And throughout the episode, most of the people are in need of help or either dismissed, blamed, or exploited.
Yeah.
So those are the little themes for the episode.
Like you run into, the obvious, with Hank is like, well, we got to pin it on him because he was on duty, but also he's black.
Yes.
So they're like,
and a town with mostly white people, it was a neat way to quickly wrap it up.
Yeah. Just, ain't nobody going to question it. You know what the jury's going to be. So,
white.
We'll get rid of him. This will be open and shut.
Right.
Cool. And as far as Lily goes, again, she's feeling it right now, and they're like, yeah, well, we really just, they just kind of turn on her. They're like, well,
they do.
We need you to give us this info, and by this info, we mean the things that we're saying to you. We want you just to repeat it back to us for official record,
right?
And she just, like, no, I ain't doing that shit. Fuck out my face. So yeah,
she's got morals.
Yeah, actually, she's probably like, the kids are the only ones. Well, her and Ronnie and Will are like the only ones with moral. Then Rich.
Yeah,
forget about Rich.
Yeah, we'll get to him.
I don't want to count Marge because Marge eventually gets cool, but Marge is on some shit.
She had to learn to speak her own truth and stop being a follower and learn to really just be herself.
Yeah, well, even with the patty cakes, like they tried to put her down because she was like she was making other girls laugh, and the one like the leader girl.
Oh, got the bitch.
She goes, Marge, weren't you wearing that sweater yesterday? Yo, Marge would have like if I was Marge, like that chick would have to see me outside.
Yeah.
Actually, wouldn't even be outside. It'd just be right there.
Right there at the lunch table.
Like
tray to the nose.
I'm sorry. Let me chill.
Anyway,
I'm getting heated. Fuck that girl.
But she was mean, and she deserves some shit to happen to her.
Somebody needs to bust her daddy's car windows.
Oh my God, what is it with you and Sophie about busting car windows lately? What did you all watch?
Nothing.
Oh my gosh.
Just want to bust car windows.
All right.
All right, bet. So whatever, man. But anyhow, as we point out, some of the discussion points of that episode is, like you mentioned, Lily being forced to kind of choose between telling the truth and, really giving some shit, or trying to protect herself too, because like if she tells the truth, they're gonna lock her up. So it's like
they were gonna lock her up any freaking way.
Yeah,
they don't matter.
You also kind of get this idea that the adults, they treat the experiences that the kids go through, or what they perceive, they kind of treat it as instability. And then, as you mentioned with Shaw, he believes that fear can be weaponized. So,
the whole Cold War paranoia with Russia.
Of course, always with Russia.
Oh my gosh.
You get Charlotte Hanlon recognizing, and she seems to be one of the only people that kind of.
But she is also a person who's always been on edge and has to be observant of her environment, more so than others.
Yeah,
so of course she's going to be sensitive to it.
And then you get part of this too is Ronnie and Lily's friendship kind of gets a little tense because. The investigation and
right. Like, she doesn't understand. Ronnie doesn't understand that Lily's under this pressure, or that she's been made to like say things or do things, and she kind of takes it as a slight. Yeah. And it all comes out later, but still, at the moment, it's tense.
Yo, Lily, speak your truth, girl. Speak your truth.
But Ronnie's like, I thought we trauma bonded.
And Lily was like, yeah, but
are they going to try and put me away again? And that place is worse than the theater.
Let me tell you, it's hard to sleep when you got crazy people screaming in the other room.
Yo, not even that. It's like you don't know what the adults that are running the place, they're the worst ones.
Especially during those
times.
They're
the scariest people in there.
Yeah, like, Ronnie, have you ever had a lobotomy? No? Well, neither have I. But, they could do it to me if I'm
gonna try.
So, yeah. Yeah, so, those are some of the discussion points from that episode there in itself.
Right, exactly.
As far as, like, Easter eggs for the episode, I mean, like we mentioned, Juniper Hill. That pops up in a lot of other Stephen King stuff. Clint Bowers, which is the Bowers family, period. Mm-hmm. Like, he's related to the bully. Mm-hmm. From it, was it Henry Bowers, and then we mentioned Dick Hallorann, from The Shining. So you get that clear cut one right there. Shawshank also gets mentioned.
Yeah, with the photo.
And the Paul Bunyan statue, which it is part of like the It movies, but also in Castle Rock. Mm-hmm. Like you do see the statue there, and then like I didn't connect those dots, but I just thought about it. Like saying, "Oh yeah, that Paul Bunyan statue was like it wasn't a major thing, but it was there because there was a couple scenes near it." So yeah, there was some Easter eggs there for y'all. Ta-da. Try not to burp. Too late.
There you go.
All right. So all right. So yeah, look, episode 3 does have a title. It's called Now You See It. So I'm just kind of quickly running through this one. This one opens up with a flashback to 1908. And this is where it was Colonel Shaw, the military dude Shaw, Francis.
Was a kid.
His name is Francis, yeah.
Francis. Well, that was a boy or girl name. It was very common back then.
I've never known a female Francis.
My grandmother was a Francis.
That's wild. She had a boy name. Like I never knew a
Francis Amelia. That was
female her name. Shannon until I met your friend Shannon. So
well, I mean, when
all the Shannons I knew were dudes. When I found out
Ben's middle name was Francis, like, oh, so is my grandmother. She goes, y'all gave me a girl name. I was like, no, technically it's both. So Francis is just as ambiguous, but it's like boy or girl, just like Jamie. Literally, I'm tired, so I can't say the word. My brain goes
ambidextrous.
No, ambiguous. Oh, I did it.
See, I believed in you.
Yay.
So anyhow, we meet up with Francis Shaw as a child, and he encounters the entity, if you will, the presence near the circus, and he gets rescued by Rose, an indigenous woman,
Yeah.
or well, girl at the time.
Yeah.
Who we do meet her at the gift shop or like antique shop in episode 2.
She comes
with,
into play later, yes.
with Charlotte, because Charlotte does like stop by there to pick up something. But yeah, so basically you get to meet Rose as a kid and Colonel Shaw as a kid as well. And Rose explains that there is an ancient entity that lives beneath Derry and can only be contained, not destroyed. That's important because, yeah, and I mean, eventually
That's
find
what they
out.
believe, because they haven't found a way to destroy it, but they did find a way to contain it. So
Yeah,
for them,
they didn't go to 2019.
hey, we've got it contained in here. It doesn't mess with nobody. Leave it alone.
Hey,
They knew.
they knew.
There was
Just
no need to mess with
stay
it.
in your lane.
Right. We are fine not using this piece of land.
But yeah, basically she makes it clear, like, look, it can be contained, it can't be destroyed. So basically they spend the summer together, and it gives like Shaw kind of this inside knowledge of the entity, like long before he gets into the military, and this kind of opens up that obsession.
Oh yes, I think it like started that little kernel of just something.
Yeah, and I got to fill in, when we do these seasons as you go to 35 and then 08, which will likely be surrounded around that. We're going to get a lot more
Oh
there.
yeah.
But yeah, basically you get that introduction to him, and then kind of what kicks this all off. Now in the present time, we get back to Lily. She gets released from Juniper Hill, and she connects with Ronnie again. But this time the friendship, is strained, obviously, because, her daddy got arrested, and she blames Lily. She's like,
I had to know that was going to happen regardless.
She ran up and was like, yo, bitch, you know what? You got my daddy locked up. So she didn't say it like that, but she may as well. It would, made sense. But, through all this, they put their differences aside, and then they, recruit Will and Richie, and they're like, look, we got to figure this shit out. Like we all weirdos, we're all outsiders, to some degree. So we're going to figure it out. And I think it's Will who kind of suggests the idea, basically, I'm going to try to photograph whatever it is that's kind of giving them, fits. Because I think, it might have been episode 2 where Ronnie had like a vision also. It was like,
they're all starting to notice some stuff.
Yeah. So
they're like, we need to figure this out.
Yeah, shit's getting weird. For sure. So Rich suggests, that the entity or the presence may be connected to the spiritual world, like, or some spiritual traditions. And
I forgot about all the shit about his uncle. My uncle did this.
and yeah, he's basically like, yeah, let's go ahead. We're going to perform the seance or whatever the fuck.
In the cemetery.
In the cemetery of all places. And it's under the idea that they're going to contact Teddy and Phil and Susie.
Right.
And even though Rich, he does admit, like, look, parts of the ritual were kind of like just made up, but they did actually still get a response.
Boy, did they.
And they saw figures that resembled Teddy and Susie. So something
They weren't there in a nice way, though.
And basically, they got chased through the cemetery. And they did get a picture. Because one of the pictures did reveal like a faint clown-like figure. And like, this is the point in the show, we're only 3 episodes in, but we're like, oh my God, there's a clown shape, like we're going to get Pennywise. Because I think that was kind of one of those things too, as the show is going on and, obviously viewers knowing what they know. The anticipation was, are we going to get to see Pennywise? Because it was never confirmed.
Right. You just, it's connected, but when or if will it pop up?
Yeah. Like, so, but you get this clown-like figure.
It's like just a shadow figure kind of it. Oh man.
And this is kind of your first clear hint, like that Pennywise is lurking around. Now, connecting, back to, the military part, you got Shaw, and he's kind of leaning on Dick.
Wow. They call him Hallorann because they tend to go by last names.
His name's Dick. It's just easier to say Dick because I can't really say Hallorann.
Can't say Hallorann?
I struggle.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But I can say Dick easy.
Jeez.
So he pushes Dick to use his psychic abilities during their military search. And this kind of, this causes Dick to have some violent visions that kind of like really overwhelm him, and it kind of fucks him up. Leroy though kind of steps in and saves him. So it's a good thing he's there. And they build a connection too. Shaw also goes and speaks to Rose at her pawn shop. So
Exactly.
this is now where you kind of get like, oh shit, like that. She's the girl. Okay.
Oh, it's them from
Like,
when they were little. Oh.
now we get it. And they kind of have opposing views on, how to deal with this. He wants to confront, and she's like, yo, leave that shit alone.
She's like, yo, no, our group says no.
Like
we are the protectors.
Yeah.
It's a no.
She's basically like, we got to keep the shit contained. And Shaw's like,
you don't understand it. And he's like, oh, you don't know shit because you're a woman and I've been in the military, so I know everything.
He's like, you're a woman. You're like native. Y'all don't know nothing.
You don't know nothing. I command, regiments.
Yeah.
Like, I'm appointed something important. So this is top secret. I got people to listen to me about finding this. They funded all this for him.
Like, they gave me money.
He must have given them one hell of a presentation.
Back then, you could say
they
anything.
wanted anything they could get their hands on just to try and win.
But basically, he's like, look, we can use this joint. She's like, we got to contain it. And he was like, nah, I think we can like really use this thing and control it. So they're opposing
rightly
views
so
on this. So, but basically by the end of the episode, Daniel, which is, I believe, her nephew.
Yes.
Like he's basically being tricked. I think Dick gets into his
Hallorann
head.
gets into his head because they bring him in and they force Hallorann to get into his head and get information out of him so they could use it.
Yeah, they identify 29 Nightbolt Street as a path to get to the underground opening or lair. Basically, getting closer to what the military wants. So shit's getting weird.
It really, really is.
But like when they did the flashback, like did you like that? Like, do you think it was handled well?
Yeah, I think it was fine because it gives you an idea of what it was that draws him.
Yeah.
He wouldn't try to pursue this if he never saw anything.
Yeah, I feel like
it's like they lost something in the woods, didn't they, or something like that?
Well, I think he got drawn out there.
Oh yeah, because he saw something and he went in. And she was like, no, get out.
Because he saw his fear, which was like some creepy old guy.
Dude. Yeah.
But yeah, I think like that flashback gives you now the idea of his motivations.
Right, because it's like the only reason why she explained what was there is because of what he saw, and she's like, "No, you got to stay away." Like,
like I think also too, I wonder about like the kids with the photograph. Like when you're in a town where like the adults don't really like listen to anyone, like. Like I wonder, like, does the photograph even matter? Because I feel like if the adults aren't really listening to the kids, even if you do get proof,
it should, because those kind of photographs back then, they're really hard to fucking fake.
Yeah.
As a person who's taken photography class and had to
flex,
develop my own photos, the only thing you can really fuck with, honestly, is like just adjusting the light and shading in certain areas. What's on the film, especially on the negative, is what's there.
Yeah.
So you have to go, oh shit, what exactly did you see? I mean, I don't exactly 100% understand it, but I have to at least admit to the fact that something is going on.
Yeah, I think again, just the adults don't give a fuck what these kids think or say.
That's how it happens all the times in these things.
Yeah. So as far as any Easter eggs in the episode, I mean, again, Shawshank gets brought up, just in case you forgot, Shawshank is a threat. I think what was like the secret, like, because there's a scene in the jail, and whoever's watching over Hank, who's now arrested, he offers Hank cigarettes, Pall Mall.
Okay.
And that's a brand that kind of pops up.
That used to be a brand. I don't think it is anymore.
No,
is it? No.
But it pops up quite frequently. And
it was probably very popular when he was growing up or something.
Probably popular in Maine, because Maine doesn't
have
a lot of stuff.
I mean,
barely got people.
I only ever thought about Marlboro Reds because that's what my dad smoked. Yeah. And then my grandma was a Virginia Slim person.
I saw a lot of Virginia Slims, Cole, Camel, because they had the commercials.
Right.
Like
you used to get you could send in for the gear. And kids would try to wear it to school and they'd be like, turn that shirt inside out.
Like,
it just had the camel on it.
Not where I grew up.
But we knew.
certain cigarettes like kind of stood out. Like Pall Mall was one that I remember always seeing, but I never saw anyone smoke them. Like,
No.
and then like
everybody smoked, but I wasn't really paying attention to their cigarette packets, if that makes sense.
I mean, yeah, I saw like always Cool, and then Virginia Slims around the place all the time.
Marlboro was big around our way.
I see.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm from Detroit.
Yeah.
So
I'm from here.
people weren't smoking Marlboros up there because it's Detroit. A lot of black people.
Okay. You mean Newports?
No, we weren't really
Cool?
doing Newports up there. It was Cool with the K.
Cool with a K.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
learn something new.
Cool 100s.
Oh, okay.
I had to go buy Lucy's for my mom.
Of course you did.
Yeah, 10
Right.
cents. Because, of course, she would send me to do that.
Yeah, and they're like, yeah, sure, here you go, kid. We'll
I feel like she should have learned her lesson. Like, I'm not going to go deeper into that one, but maybe don't send kids to get shit for you. Like, come on,
She
dude.
was also a person that was like, fuck them kids.
Yeah, for sure. That's why she had 4 of us. It lost us all. So we put kids up for adoption in this family. All right, let's go to episode
sorry.
4.
So, episode 4 is the great swirling apparatus of our planet's function.
It's too many words.
It's a whole lot.
Just call it the
That's
great
a mouthful.
Call it great apparatus. So's dick. Yes. Oh, God. I was waiting for that one. That was good. That's an underhand pitch. Dude, I don't even have like a laugh track on this board.
So, well, you should put one on there then.
I got the applause.
No, I think what you're looking for is the applause, not
really
the laugh
fucking,
track.
It's loud as fuck.
Oh, never mind then.
Let's
go to
baby ears over there.
Yeah, definitely. I'm sensitive. So in episode 4, the children bring what they feel is just the best evidence ever that something's going on to the chief of police. But the supernatural figure ends up vanishing from the image, which just makes them look like you guys are just wasting my fucking time.
I think regardless, he would have just been like, you're wasting my time anyway.
Probably. Which of course in an instance allowed him to just dismiss them and be like, get the fuck out of here. And what the heck am I?
I don't think it's picking up here. So
okay. I'm so
fine.
sorry. Okay. I thought I had touched something. So Leroy takes Will fishing in an attempt to help connect while they're here in Derry because, he's been away and mom's like, spend time with him. And Will end up being pulled underwater and shown a vision of himself dying in a fire. And when Leroy sees the scratches left on his son, he begins to believe that something weird is actually happening. So we have, somebody actually believing somebody for once about something because.
Well, I think the Hanlon parents are more prone. Well,
I
first
think they're
off,
sensitive to things in a way.
well, I mean, the one thing I think we did forget to mention is the part of the attack on the dad on Leroy was the test his fear,
Oh yeah,
because when he had gotten injured in a previous battle, and it kind of fucked up his fear factor.
Right, and they need somebody who's not afraid of shit in order to go and encounter this entity.
Correct.
He knew fear drove it. So yeah, there's a little thing for you.
Yeah,
anyway.
I forgot about that. But I think not just I think because they're not from Derry, they're more look.
They're more prone to seeing what's happening.
They're more prone to listen. Whereas the people in Derry, I think, are kind of under a spell.
Probably because they do end up becoming under its influence, and things become more violent as everything kind of
as they get closer. Well,
yes,
at least
closer to him being finished doing whatever it is he does.
Yeah, I don't think Charlotte ever really kind of falls into it, but Leroy does.
Right.
Also, the Rose and her family, they don't really fall into it. So probably because they live on a reservation, you know how that goes.
So
It's
we
a
have
different world out there.
Will and Ronnie and Lily and Rich, and they compare their experiences, and they end up figuring out that this entity is feeding on fear. And that leads Lily to consider using diazepam,
Mommy's little helpers,
to help dull their emotions so that they're less vulnerable to its attacks on them, visually and verbally and all that,
I specifically left this episode for you because I couldn't pronounce that word.
Diazepam?
I was looking at those yeah, that's her.
You could have just put Mommy's little helpers.
Yeah, but
And that's literally what she called them, isn't it?
Mommy's little helpers.
Charlotte also becomes involved in Hank's case and learns that his secret affair with a married white woman.
Operative word is white.
Married too, because that means there's a husband that would be within his rights.
Yes, but the operative word is
white woman.
Because like, if it was a black woman,
look,
like I don't think they would have cared.
They find out that he's got an affair with this chick, and they're like, "Well, great, she can prove that you're innocent and didn't do the massacre." That's not gonna fucking help shit. That's not good. Do you not realize that's not gonna help a goddamn thing? But anyway, so that would just put everybody in danger. Like this,
that would actually make matters worse. So
meanwhile, Marge betrays Lily to gain acceptance with the patty cakes. Oh, but Pennywise turns her insecurity against her through a grotesque hallucination in which she thinks that her eye is swelling and distorting, and it's kind of hard to watch.
Yeah, that's the episode that's on in the background right now. I can't wait to see it.
No. So Lily ends up trying to help her, but because of
it's the scene right now, actually.
how everything kind of happens and goes down, it looks like Lily is
like the snail. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm so happy.
The one that's caused the injury, but she didn't. She helped stop things from getting worse. And we won't go into detail about how that happened.
Yeah, she was like trying to cut her eyeball out
with a saw, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like a file.
Oh, I don't know.
That shit was awesome.
Anyway,
it'll pop up in about 3 minutes.
Meanwhile, we have Will, who sees a clown watching him through his bedroom window. And although the figure disappears before Leroy arrives, the red balloon is left behind as proof, which is his like little signature leave behind is that red balloon, you know? Yeah. That's always been the joke, is the red balloon. So going back to the military storyline, we got Hallorann.
Dick.
Like we mentioned earlier, he's forced to enter Daniel's memories and learns that the creature arrived long before Derry was a town. And the indigenous protectors used fragments from its arrival on like a legit meteor, right? So it's an alien thing to help create these pillars that help contain it in its little area within the town. And while Daniel reveals the house address, right? Yeah. It leads, of course, to the tunnels, the pillars, and the creature's lair, essentially, right?
Yeah.
All places I don't want to fucking go. Yeah. And then the episode basically moves the story forward by showing that Leroy is beginning to believe Will, which is good. Somebody's got to believe these kids. Expanding Hank's defense and deepening the conflict between Lily and Marge and establishing the rules behind Pennywise's containment. This is why he doesn't go anywhere else. He's always here.
Yeah.
Now we know why.
Yeah.
So,
how do you feel about Pennywise having boundaries? Like,
I think that's important. Yeah. You can't let something like this roam fucking free.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense in the overall story too, because you wonder, it's like, why is he only fucking
here? Right,
here?
Like there's something that causes him to just stay here. There's a reason, but we never knew the reason because it was never given.
Yeah, that
was always just part of the mystery of Pennywise.
Yeah, like also too, like with Marge and her bullshit with the patty cake is like, I don't know, like I always wonder like what's so important about fitting in with these brats.
It's a girl thing. You want to be accepted, you want to be a part of a group, and sometimes it's like, you want to be a part of like the ones that everybody wants to like, so you want to be liked too. But at the same time, poor Marge, they just made her the butt of a joke. She was the ugly friend, that.
Well, she was the funny one though, because she did
the best part of the group.
She did a lot of stuff that made the other girls laugh, and the one chick hated it
because she's a bit of bitch.
She was like whenever Marge would like be making jokes and the girls are laughing, she tried to cut her down.
She's like a Karen in training.
It was like, like I think Marge should have swung on her, like just straight up.
No, I don't blame her.
Dropped her like third period French. Easter eggs for this one, not a whole heck of a lot.
Nah.
But like Hallorann, like as he's kind of moving through like the mental spaces and stuff, like the dark doors, it's believed to be like resembling the those doors in the Dark Tower series.
Yeah.
So you have that, the restaurant, the Chinese restaurant that they visit the Jade of the Orient.
Mm-hmm.
It appears downtown, like as you kind of see in the background. So the losers in the future or in the present.
Right, so it's still there.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, you have these like little linked interconnectors,
Right.
just to, like those little reminders, like
We're still here.
I think those types of things are important though too, because it's like if you have a show or series or anything,
Right.
you don't want to be so far removed from what was in the past to what's in the present.
Well, in those small towns, not a lot changes very fastly usually too.
Yeah,
It may have new owners, but they didn't decide to change the name because everybody knows it.
Yeah.
Why pay for a new sign and confuse everyone? Well, what was wrong with Jade of the Orient? Nothing. So you keep it as it is.
Oh yeah, and then the Arrowhead Hotel might be a reference to the Arrowhead Project from The Mist. It could just also be just names,
right? Because there's the native stuff there too.
Yeah.
So yeah,
they like to be called indigenous.
I don't know.
I don't know.
The people, honestly, I believe is what they prefer to be called.
Probably because they are people.
Oh, that's not what I fucking mean.
Just I look. I'm just saying, dude.
Why don't you tell us about the scary house they go to?
Yeah, like in episode 5.
Yeah.
29 Neibolt Street is the actual name of the episode, which that's wild.
It's a weird name for a street.
Well, the last episode was a weirder name.
No, I'm just saying it's a weird name for a street.
Oh, you said street. I was talking about the episode.
No, I'm not worried about the episode. It's just
I'm sure it matters.
Sure.
To whatever's around there.
Sure, I'm sure.
But in this episode, the main storyline of the show kind of starts to finally converge as Shaw reveals to Leroy that the pillars aren't. Why is it every time I start talking about like I guess the air coming in, like breathing in air, about to burp and shit again. But he's basically saying they aren't artifacts, but they're part of a containment system holding this entity beneath Derry. And basically Shaw's planning to remove them and turn the creature's ability to generate fear into a military weapon. So this dude really thinks.
He really thinks he can control the thing that is fear itself.
Yeah.
I don't understand where in his brain that he thinks he's all omnipotent and powerful and can control this thing that cannot be killed and can only be controlled by these goddamn stones.
What's crazy is as I'm reading this, I'm about to step out of character and say some things that I shouldn't be saying on air. I'm like, yo, let me just chill, man. This dude is wild.
He bothers my head.
Yeah.
He bothers me highly.
But basically Leroy, he realized how dangerous and corrupt, this whole situation is. And he's not okay with it. Like, he's like, nah, I can't be a part of this. Now, elsewhere in the store, you got Lily, Ronnie, Will, Rich, and Marge now. Because, like, after the whole eye incident, Marge was like, look, I'm with y'all. I saw some shit.
I'm so sorry.
And basically everybody kind of turned on Lily again. And Marge was kind of trying to defend her anyway.
Right.
So she was like, no, that's not what happened.
Right. She helped me.
She was actually trying to fucking help me. So whatever. But basically they all get together and like, look, like we gotta, stick together. And then Maddie actually returns. Like, I think he was up in
he's up in their like little balcony. I think
club area.
Out of like the little tent.
Yeah. Because I think they hear like a coffin or something. But, but yeah, basically, Maddie's back. Homie's back on the scene, and basically he's claiming that Phil he's still alive. Down there in the sewers or whatever the fuck.
Right, he's down here.
So they follow him through the through the abandoned house and into the sewers where Lily gives all the kids one of Mommy's little helpers. She was like, yo, this will help y'all. So I think also, when all that shit was going down with Marge's eye, she tried to take one and it fell in the toilet. So she couldn't even ease her nerves. So she had to go and try to cut Marge's eye out because she didn't have her pills. But this time she gives everybody one of the pills. And basically this is kind of an attempt to help calm that fear.
Right. So its attempts to attack them won't be so.
Yeah, it won't be as intense.
Right.
But instead of it actually working and leaving them, kind of at ease, it actually fucks them up.
It really does, because they're kids and those things are strong.
Yeah, like they was high as a kite.
Dude, I think maybe half of a tablet.
Yeah, like probably the better move. But I think Lily had taken one though before, maybe.
Yeah, but they've probably put her on a lot of really big drugs at the place.
She's got a tolerance.
A little bit.
That's why she was probably coming out like, "Hey, y'all, take one of these. It's good for you." And they're like, they took us like, "Yo, I'm fucked up," and Lily's like, "I'm chilling. I need another one."
I'm the reason why mommy takes these.
Mommy's little helper. Well, I'm gonna be her little helper. But yeah, basically they get all fucked up, and this kind of leaves them like, I guess, mentally vulnerable. Mm-hmm. And you know, in kind of all of the chaos of it, they eventually discover the actual bodies of Teddy, Phil, and Susie, and many other missing children for that matter.
Yeah.
And then as they kind of, you know, stumble upon this, Maddie then reveals himself and actually turns into Pennywise. Mm-hmm. And now this is episode 5. Now we actually get Pennywise, Bill Skarsgård,
yes.
and now it's known.
Yes.
And it's fucking glorious. So that like this is kind of the thing that everybody's been waiting for, and we get it. Now, you know, jumping back to the point I was saying, like it all kind of converges. Leroy and the boys, they was like, you know, led here because they know through Taniel's info, this is where we got to go. So Leroy enters into the tunnels. He's got Paulie, he's got Dick, he's got Taniel, he's got some other like military cats with him as well.
Right. They got a whole crew going down.
And Pennywise now,
he's like, oh yeah,
it's a feeding frenzy. So he's fucking with everybody's perception. Mm-hmm. And he actually causes Leroy to almost like the kids like look all fucked up, and he almost shoots his own kid. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, Paulie, I think, doesn't get affected, so Paulie ends up getting shot. So, and that really fucks with Leroy big time, because this has been his dude from other missions,
right?
Like this is his best friend.
Kill my friend.
So you know, he ends up killing his friend. I think Dick ends up getting like I guess psychologically attacked, if you will. Like Pennywise is just, like I said, having a feeding frenzy. He's fucking everything up. So yeah, like it's a shit show.
Oh yeah.
Also back at the jail, Hank, he escapes. So because I think they're trying to transport him, and there's a crash. So he ends up breaking loose, and he contacts Ingrid Kirsch, which she's important to the further mythos down the line, and also connected to Pennywise. Also, that was his main boo, his side boo. I don't think he had a boo at home, so this was his main boo, but Hank was her side boo, and she's actually, is going to get some fuckery in this in a minute.
Yep.
But basically, he contacts her, and he basically tries to pass a message off to Charlotte, and this ultimately kind of gets everything kind of converging towards the Black Spot, which is a little club that the black soldiers
have just off the military base.
Yeah, just off base. And the episode kind of ends with Pennywise getting Lily, because like everybody kind of gets separated, so he's chasing after Lily. And the episode ends where he's like approaching her, but one of the shards
is in the water.
Yeah,
in the sewer.
It's between them.
Dude, it stops him dead.
He like distorts and everything, and then bounces. But yeah, it's basically blocking him from reaching her. And this moment kind of proves that the shits do work. Like, because all we really know is like, this is just hearsay. We don't know that these things exist. We don't know that these things actually do anything.
And it glowed when he was close too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you find out that, you know, the pillars work, and Lily, like, I guess she connects the dots, and it's almost like a security blanket for her.
Hell yeah.
Like, she gets a really unhealthy, like, attachment.
Oh, what other show have we been watching where they have an attachment to some shard that came with the aliens?
I can't remember.
Invasion.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is I'm thinking about that exact shard too. Yeah. As I keep thinking about the shard, that's what's popping up in my head. But throughout the episode, the characters like are repeatedly placed like in these situations where they have to like put their trust in like false protections. So and then that kind of like connects with that shard for her. But Maddie returning like turns out to be some bullshit. The military authority like is ultimately some bullshit. The medication that they thought was going to help them actually fucked them up even more. And Shaw, you know, again going back to the military stuff and the authority stuff, you know, they're supposed to be our dude that's like helping. Ultimately, you know, his plan is to like try to contain something that's uncontainable. So we got a lot of fucking goofies going on. When the episode was going on though, and Maddie pops back up, did you think like, oh, like
I was
Maddie?
like, shit is suspicious.
Like, I was kind of like on the fence.
You're hopeful.
Yeah, I was like,
but motherfucker came out of he was in a goddamn movie screen in the first episode. He did.
well, yeah, and that's what had me thinking. Like,
That's not him.
like that. Like, I was hopeful, but I was like, something's not right, because like he had all the looks of like a kid who'd been missing. Like his hair had grown out a little bit,
disheveled, right? All this, all that stuff.
dirty. It was like, okay,
Right,
he was
right.
missing, but
Unfortunately, no.
them revealing Pennywise this late in.
I think it was perfect. You don't
Yeah.
need him in every episode. Pushing you in, you have to tell the story first.
Yeah,
Ease into it. Nothing wrong with that.
I think it was a good build up to get us there. So, because like you're anticipating, and you're kind of at a point almost where it's like maybe it ain't gonna happen. And
Maybe they're going to save him for like the last episode or two.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like,
And then when he does pop through, it's like,
oh shit.
it's like everything's in motion. Easter eggs here again. Shawshank is a recurring Easter egg. We're always going to hear about Shawshank. Hank was being transported to Shawshank. Now there was someone up, I guess, in like a window trying to shoot at Hank during the transport, and it's like part of like, I guess, the Easter egg notes out there is like this kind of was reminiscent or looked like Lee Harvey Oswald.
Oh, okay. Like the time traveling one.
Yeah,
Which was really good.
yeah, it's on Hulu.
Yeah.
It's on Hulu.
It was
that's the
fun
book.
because it was a different concept to the time travel.
No, it's exactly what I believe time travel to be. It's
Every
course
time
correct.
you go back, you
You cannot change nothing.
you just go with the flow of it.
Yeah.
You can observe it, but you can't really change it.
It's like, what was the thing? Like if you throw a pebble into,
Right.
the water or into the flowing river, it just rolls with it. It's not going to stop the flow. So
I actually thought it was neat that every time you left and came back, it starts right at the exact same point.
yeah.
No matter what.
And then like there's no time that has passed in the present time. So you be gone for like a year.
Yeah.
You come
You'll
back,
age. Nothing else has changed.
everything's still right as
In
rain.
either timeline, which is really cool. Anyway,
Yeah, sorry. That's
something to check out if you like time travel
It's
stuff.
called 11/22/63.
That's the one.
It's a show on Hulu, but also the book as well. I have the book. I started reading it, like the actual physical book, not like audio. Like I started reading it, and it is good, but you know me, ain't no pictures. So
Oh, you poor baby.
like just 7 pages. Sorry, buddy. Too many without pictures. Nah, son. So yeah, and then I think what we also did kind of get into Dick's head. Dickhead.
Hallorann, yeah.
And you get kind of a glimpse of his grandfather, and this is some of the stuff described in his childhood during Doctor Sleep.
Right,
So
right.
another Stephen King.
There you go.
So there you go.
And we'll move along to episode 6 called In the Name of the Father. And in episode 6, the fallout from the whole incident in the sewer creates tension between Leroy and Will, as Leroy's fear over nearly losing his son starts to turn into anger. And as we know, anger is a secondary emotion. So he's obviously feeling some kind of way to burst out with this anger.
Like, even though his fear receptor is broken, there is it's just
It doesn't mean he doesn't feel other things that are akin to fear.
yeah.
So, anyway, Will reminds him that he nearly shot his son, and Leroy loses control and slaps him. Poor Will. And obviously, this doesn't go over very well, and also shows how his need for obedience keeps him from truly listening. And at the same time, Lily reveals that the pillar fragment, look at this little magical thing I got, and becomes increasingly dependent on it. Like you said, security blanket, because it keeps me safe. And honestly, that's completely understandable.
Well, given the shit that she's been through,
Right.
Like she needs an anchor.
Right. And Ronnie is, of course, at the same time worrying that Lily is isolating herself and placing too much faith on the object instead of in the group of the kids, safety in numbers kind of a thing. Then we move along to Hank, who is hiding at the black spot as Charlotte works to get him safely out of Derry. Not an easy task. Hallorann reluctantly becomes involved, understanding that Hank can't trust the police even as he struggles with the military mission. Hallorann also confronts Leroy after he suggests using his psychic abilities to locate all the remaining pillars. So it's kind of like, now we'll have an outline.
Yeah.
Or a border, I guess.
Yeah, they're trying to like if they're going to try to move shit, we got to
literally surveying, your points.
Yeah.
What do they call those? The corners. When you're surveying a plot of land.
I don't know.
I cannot remember the name, and my dad's a surveyor. Oh, heck. Cornerstones, basically. It's like you're kind of looking for those. Anyway. So this forces Leroy to recognize that he is beginning to treat Hallorann how General Shaw also treats him. He's just a tool. Like, it's like, don't forget that these are people. I know he's capable of doing a thing, but he's going to have a breaking point at some point.
Yeah.
Elsewhere, we have Marge rejecting the patty cakes fucking finally.
Because fuck them bitches.
Fuck them bitches. And she chooses the real people who are true friends. And she grows closer to Rich, which their little relationship is so cute. And he helps even help her take care of her eye and everything. Yeah. Doesn't she have an eye patch at one point with her glasses? And it's a whole mess. The poor baby.
Eye patches are adorable.
Oh, he was so sweet to help her out. She was like, no, don't. It's gross. I
mean, he was like, man, go on somewhere with that bullshit. I got you, kid. I got you, boo.
Right? So then Lily also learns that Ingrid Kirsch's father, name is Bob Gray. So she's up in her attic, isn't she? She sees all the stuff.
Yeah.
And was once a human performer who went by the name Pennywise, the dancing clown. In the little traveling circus or whatever, or something like that. And this is what he went by before he disappeared. Ingrid has spent all these years trying to convince herself that the creature wearing his face is still her dad, and that she can somehow kind of connect with it, and connect, because she misses her dad. She was a child, so her brain has kind of probably just stopped at that point, and she just has that hopes of connecting with him again. Anyway, and she tries to tempt Lily with the promise that Pennywise can also return her dead dad. It's, again, she's stuck in a mental loop, unfortunately.
Well, I think that's because, hey, this entity brought back my dad. It can bring back yours.
Right, yeah, even though it does terrible fucking things. Do you not? Okay. So Lily ultimately rejects the illusion and escapes from the house that she's at. And the episode ends with the demotion of Chief Bowers learning that Hank is hiding in the black spot. So, of course, they going to organize a little gang for a little get together, a little mob.
Yeah, the way that episode ended, because right. It's super tense at this point, and you see, it's it's coming. It's just the way that episode ends, because you see the mob outside, and they got on their little mask and everything. So. Yep.
And then you also have Ingrid trying to connect with her dad again by dressing as Periwinkle, which is the little clown that she would dress up as to do with stuff with her dad. And throughout the episode, we have the themes of fathers and grief, abuse, and inherited damage connecting nearly every storyline, from Leroy and Will to Hank and Ronnie. We got Lily's grief and Ingrid's devotion to her dad, Bob Gray, Hallorann's trauma with his grandfather, and his grandmother's the one that helped with his abilities, and Shaw's controlling authority. So that's what we got going on in that episode.
Yeah. So I mean, there's a lot going on there. I mean, the some of the bigger takeaways is the black spot.
Oh yeah.
And not full on yet, but the lead up to it, and what's approaching, the violence that's going to be approaching the black spot. And one thing with that is, as Pennywise or the entity or whatever isn't making this happen, but the entity's feeding off.
Oh yeah.
All the anger and the violence, what have you. And also Pennywise benefits from family wounds that already exist, any tensions that are there. And you kind of see, and I guess you realize this as this series goes on and more tension builds, you start seeing more Pennywise.
Right.
So it's getting stronger.
More conflict, more strife, more tension. Yes, he loves that.
Now, when it comes to Ingrid, Like, do you see her as more of a victim or accomplice or kind of a combination of the two? Like, and you got a grieving kid who's lost her dad a long
She's
time
definitely,
ago.
unfortunately, a big time victim. And like I said, her mentality has stunted to a point where she doesn't want to believe that this is an evil entity. She just wants to believe that her daddy will come back and understand it's her.
Yeah.
Because she misses him so much.
Yeah. I mean, and that makes sense. I mean, again, if you got some things
sad.
that weren't
it's
resolved,
really sad. Right.
like the only thing you have to cling on to is that.
And she refuses to move forward.
Yeah.
Absolutely refuses to accept it. She has not moved past that stage of grief with acceptance.
I mean, she covers it up pretty well for the most part. Like she functions.
Yeah, well,
but
it's called masking.
But there's a certain point where like now it's just undeniable. It's like, oh, this broad is
that's why she's kept it up in her attic. That is her delusion.
At this point in the story, like which threat feels more immediate? Pennywise or Clint Bowers and his mob? Because
dude, right now that's very human. Like that, we know history, and we've seen things even recently. It's not good.
Yeah.
Fuck Pennywise. This is also not good.
Well, I mean, like the mob and all the like human violence kind of feeds.
Yeah, and he's gonna love that.
Because like if you don't have that, Pennywise.
Like, isn't there always like some big event with violence?
Well, that's kind of the climax of it all. Like once you get to like
to fall and end.
Yeah, like at the top of it all is where he kind of feasts, and then it declines,
and he goes to sleep and everything.
Yep. So Easter eggs here. I mean, obviously we mentioned Bob Gray, which is the dancing clown Pennywise, that the entity kind of takes for himself. Ingrid Kirsch, which again will play into the later films, and she ultimately kind of fucks with Beverly in chapter 2. In It chapter 2, I believe they said they're working on a chapter 3 now. So I don't know how accurate that is.
Well, we'll see.
But
time will tell.
Because I mean, we got 2 more seasons supposedly of this show. I know we got 1 coming up for sure. I mean, I'm certain they're gonna get the 3rd season because you got to complete the cycle.
Yeah.
Oh, and then the mask that all the gang is wearing outside of Black Spot, Wolfman,
those old-fashioned like the plastic mask you would get, but like
Universal monsters.
So it has to be in the fall because the only time those things were available were in the fall, because there was no Amazon, there was no online shopping. Yeah, it was what you had at the penny drugstore.
True.
So it has to be. This all has to be happening in the fall. So October, right? So
roughly, it would have to be October.
Yeah, it would have to be.
Good eye, good connector, detective.
Just saying.
All right, so episode 7, this is the Black Spot. This is going to be a little bit heavier than the others, but we're going to do this flashback to 1908, where the episode opens up with Bob Gray working as Pennywise the dancing clown at the carnival. Bob is, you see him as a human. Yes. So, like this is actually the person. It's not like the actual entity at all. And he has a daughter, which is Ingrid. And he loves this kid, He loves what he does. Yeah. Like, and Ingrid wants to follow in his footsteps. Like, and, so much so that he names her Periwinkle, so he's Pennywise, she's Periwinkle. Later on, there's a kid that asks Bob for help finding his parents. But it's actually the entity, the entity or it, disguised as a kid. Bob follows along and disappears, which this is now how he gets that persona or identity. So there you have your kind of, I guess, origin of Pennywise the clown to some degree. And this, I guess the original form for the entity, it was just taking up different forms. And I think there was some mention about like why he wanted. I think the kid actually says something to Bob, because you're saying like the kids respond to you. Yeah. The kids react to you. So it makes perfect sense to take on.
And before it being a child entity works too, because they would take pity on you, want to help you. Kids would want to come play with you, that kind of thing. Yeah. But a clown, he was like, oh, the children really like you. Little does he know, Nobody fucks with clowns anymore. It's exact opposite.
Well, I mean, it's funny because I think clowns are still a thing, but it's like less and less of a thing. But kids are still kind of like into clowns.
Yeah, we used to have a lady that would come do stuff at the preschool, and she would come in and she would do clown stuff, but she would dress up as a clown as she went along. So it showed the kids, oh, she's not scary. She's just putting on fun stuff and makeup, which was, I thought, really cute. Instead of coming in like, hey, kids, and they'd be like, ah, Anyway, back to this.
Yeah, super.
I just thought it was cool.
Unnecessary.
I thought it was sweet that she did it the opposite way.
Well, yeah,
and then the kids enjoyed it. You did her too. Yeah,
we had her at Young Care.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know. That's why I didn't need it.
I'm just saying.
Maybe the listeners did, but I didn't. Anyhow, my bad, y'all. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to yell.
You didn't yell. It's okay.
So now we get back to present time at the black spot. Bowers and his mob arrive at the black spot, and they basically, yelling at them, saying, "Yo, we know Hank is in there, so let him out. Turn him over to us." And Hank was like, "Look, man, I don't want nobody to get hurt.
I'll go."
Yeah, he was like,
I'll
go out there." And like the other soldiers and what have you in there, they was like, nah. And they did kind of let him. I was like, if you go out there, it is going to be far worse than anything you could ever imagine.
You don't understand, sir.
No, you ain't going out there. We got you. We gonna protect you. And it, but that's like, gang. You got to stick together. You can't just let folks. You know what's coming.
If they gave him up, one, that's against bro code.
Yeah.
And two, then they know that they can do whatever they want to them anytime. Yeah. It gives up way too much.
Now the Bowers and his crew, it was like, all right, bet, whatever. You think they're leaving. I mean, obviously, as you're watching, they're not leaving, but you get this impression like, okay, they're up to something. They chain up the place and torch it.
Yep.
They set it on fire. They make
not
sure,
surprising.
like, no one can escape. And if you do get out, if you do manage to get out,
we got you.
They shoot you.
Yep.
So they set a complete trap. Now, with that being what it is now, all this chaos and all this violence, like Pennywise is feeding off that shit now.
Loves this shit.
He took advantage of all the fear and the violence, and like the attack itself is obviously a deliberate like racial terrorism attack carried out by humans, but this is Pennywise's time to feast.
Yeah.
Now
he started it anyway.
Inside the spot that's burning up now, the black spot that's burning, like Hallorann uses the Shinnin to connect with like a spiritual presence, if you will, tied to the land, which kind of gives him like an escape route. So he starts getting Hank, Ronnie, Will. I think that's all he got. He gets them out safely, and this kind of marks an important thing for him because before he was kind of being used as a tool and like
he was kind of lost in the sea of like how to use it, and his grandmother showed him how to shut the doors, but when he opened it back up, he had things just bugging him constantly.
Yeah.
And this was a new way of using his tool for good.
Yeah, he was using his abilities like not serving but like helping.
Yes.
Like, so that's a good thing for him. Now, along with that going on, you got Rich and Marge, because like
the kids were coming in and out.
Yeah, the kids like ended up there.
They would go with Ronnie to go see your dad.
Yeah. So like now you got kids locked up here. Now the mob, I don't think
they didn't know
kids were in there.
If they knew that there were white kids in there, they would have been like, first of all, why are they in there?
I think they probably would have still fucking burned it down.
But they would have asked for the kids to come out first.
Yeah.
If they knew that their children were in there, especially because it's their children sometimes.
Because I know that was...
Ronnie's dad was part of the mob, wasn't it?
Ronnie's dad was...
Whose parent was part of the mob? Someone's parent was part of the mob.
No.
I could have swore there was.
Ingrid's husband
was
part of the mob.
Okay.
Because like when he sees her like dressed up as Periwinkle.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, it's been almost a year since I watched this.
Okay,
Sorry if I mess up. Well, I could have swore somebody knew somebody while they were there, so that it was the husband.
It was
okay.
Ingrid. And,
okay. Sorry. Continue on.
Yeah, this is my section anyway, dog. What you doing interrupting?
I was asking a question.
And I was answering.
Thank you. Continue on.
Why are you yelling?
What?
I don't know. But yeah, anyhow, like you got Rich and Marge's part in here as well. So as they're trapped inside the black spot, Rich kind of realized like, look, we might not make it out of this motherfucker. And with all the smoke kind of piling up, it's harder to breathe. So he actually convinces her to jump into the storage container, like thinking like, yeah, we both can fit in here. And as soon as she gets in, he closes the lid on her.
You have asthma too, or something like that.
I was.
I could have swore one of them. Somebody
I thought,
had it.
but maybe not.
Maybe not. But anyway,
it could be Marge because she wears glasses. You know how that goes. You got glasses, you got to have asthma too because life is already kicking you. Why not just push it down the hill now?
But yeah, when he jumped up on top, I was like, oh.
Yeah, that shit, like, that broke me. I was like, oh.
That
God.
broke her too.
Like, God damn it. But yeah, he basically locked her in there. But he laid on top.
Right, so she couldn't get out. Weak ass.
And he knew. He was like, well, look, like, I want you to get out of this alive.
Well, didn't he have like a little monologue earlier talking about like always wanted to be like the hero or something like that?
Yeah, like
a knight.
Yes, and she was his maiden. So
because he was always trying to be smooth with the ladies.
Like, that shit, like, it was cool. Yeah, he locks her in. Like, she survives, and Rich unfortunately dies in the fire from inhalation.
Right, smoke inhalation.
So it wasn't like he got burned up, but he did suffocate.
Right.
And his death was especially tragic because, like, it wasn't because of, like, Pennywise. It was just a result of humans being shitty.
Yeah.
And I guess that is something that was kind of coming up in, like, social media posts afterwards, like Rich was never killed by Pennywise.
No, not at all.
So, like, good on him. So even though he feeds on fear and everything, he never got Richie. Like, and I think that was part of what people were saying. It was like Richie was never scared of Pennywise, so he never affected him. So as the black spot is burning down and people are dying inside, Pennywise pops up, and again, this is his feast time. So he starts using the fear and the confusion and all the violence as an opportunity to feed. The massacre just becomes another part of Derry's repeating history of tragedy, showing how the entity thrives when human, like, I guess, cruelty creates chaos. Like, in outside, you got Ingrid, who pops up, like I mentioned, dressed as Periwinkle, still believing that Pennywise somehow, has her father inside, and her husband, Stan Kirsch. He's like, girl, what the fuck are you doing?
Well, because like he stopped, like Pennywise stops and like looks at her like, huh?
Yeah. Well, no, but I mean, her husband.
And her husband's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he's like,
bitch?
yo, what the fuck are you doing? And like, because I don't think he knew about this part of her.
No, not at all. I think she kept that completely hidden.
And she was like baffled. But Pennywise was like, yeah, fuck this guy too. He was like, I got you, girl.
Oh, look, dessert.
But like, with all that being what it is, like, I think she finally kind of connects the dots and realizes, like, she accepts that, this isn't her father, and he ain't coming back. And then that's when he kind of hit her with the dead lights, and that leaves her catatonic, and that she ends up in Juniper Hill, like, for the remaining part up until like the later movies. Like, as far as the kids go, like, moving forward, you got Marge and Ronnie. They reveal to Lily that Rich is dead, and Lily just kind of,
she can't take it.
Yeah, she just kind of withdraws further and further into this whole little safety blanket with the pillar.
Pillar, yep.
And like, her behavior kind of demonstrates like the isolating effect of trauma.
It's that fawn and freeze kind of like a thing.
Like, the more she loses, the more she attempts to like remove like anything that's uncertain around her. The only thing that was kind of certain to her was that protective little shard.
Yeah, she knows, I know this will keep me safe.
Now, as far as Shaw goes, after Pennywise, kind of cleans house over there at the black spot, he goes back into hibernation because he's like,
I'm full.
My work here is done.
Right.
I got what I want. We got to our peak of violence. I can go chill now. Hallorann helps the military locate one of the pillars containing
him.
The entity, and Shaw orders the pillar to get removed and destroyed.
Idiot.
And now this kind of releases everything, and I think now, like, with that, Pennywise he's free.
Yeah.
Like, he's just not contained to that little area
He can
anymore.
just...
Yeah, which, like, that final scene of the episode,
Oh, my God.
because I think Will is on the phone with Ronnie.
Yeah.
And she's, like, talking about, like, she starts describing, like, you know, the smoke and, like, the lungs and everything, like, popping like popcorn and everything. And Will's like, what the fuck? And the camera pans around and there's Pennywise crouched down on top of the refrigerator.
Like,
because, like, yeah, the last thing you see is, like, him kind of sinking into blood. So it's like,
well, like, when he wakes up, he's, like, up to his nose in blood.
So that's what you see on top of the fridge is, like, like a blood-covered Pennywise. And he jumped out, and that's how the episode ends. I was just like, God.
Yeah, he showed him the deadlights too, didn't he? Or was that later? I thought it was then.
He might have shown
I think he did.
But yeah, like when that joint ended, I was like,
you're like, but like when they had him like wake up and he just opens his eyes, it's like, oh shit.
So NECA,
they have two of them. Yeah.
Yeah, I got just a regular one, and I wish I had waited to get the
like
one.
The blood covered one.
Yeah, that's the one I was looking for. I was like,
like kind of tight.
I don't know. Like the problem is, I don't want to have two of them.
No,
so
I get
maybe
you.
I'll look at trying to sell that one.
It is tight.
One.
It is tight.
Blood is tight. Blood is tight. So yeah. But yeah, like the black spot, is kind of the season's clearest statement that Pennywise isn't the source of all the evil in Derry.
No, like, humans are very much capable of that themselves.
Like, yeah, like the people, the mob chose to burn that club down. Bowers chose to lead them there.
Yeah.
Like, this is completely human.
Yeah.
Like, the military, like, they choose to destroy the pillars.
Yeah.
Like, Shaw chooses to try to treat terror as a useful tool. So, this is all people shit. And Pennywise is just kind of eating this shit up. Like, yes, go ahead and keep fucking around.
Why would he, like... refuse the dinner bell being rung for him.
Yeah.
Y'all brought it to me?
Like,
thank you.
Pennywise was feeding on those decisions, but humans are the ones that created it. So, the episode also raises like, mythology questions. Like, does like Bob Gray's history, like, kind of strengthen that origin of Pennywise by making the clown identity more disturbing? Or does it kind of, I think it strengthens it because, like I said, kids are going to be drawn to him.
Oh yeah.
That just makes it so much like stronger. Like, do you think this was like the strongest episode of the season, or
it's a pretty good tie between this one and the next one?
Yeah, like
the next one's like, whew.
I think this one had like a lot of emotional baggage to it that really it pulls at the heartstrings. And do you think the Bob Gray backstory was necessary?
Oh yes, I like that because you see the origins.
Yeah.
Okay. You see what he's using to create his next persona because the other one's probably not working so well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's like, I need to adjust with the times.
Yeah.
So
like as far as Easter eggs, I mean, the black spot, again, the nightclub, and this is kind of mythology within the novel itself. So, you might hear about it or read about it in the story, but you don't know the history, the backstory, and you get that here. Mm-hmm. Again, Pennywise the dancing clown, obviously, big Easter egg there. I don't even know if you want to count that as an Easter egg. That's just part of the fucking
dance.
Story.
He
dance.
emulates the dance because he probably can tap into his memories and do some of the things that he would have done because he feeds off of things. So
and then the director Andy Muschietti, I think this is the second cameo at the carnival or the circus or whatever as a musician. Because I think in the first episode,
what was he playing?
Or not the first, but the first flashback with Shaw. Oh. He was in the background. I could have sworn he was like maybe I don't know if he was a piano or something. Oh, that might have been in the first flashback. This one, he's there. I don't think he was actually playing anything. I think he's just with the band.
There.
And then the deadlights. Because I think the deadlights supposed to be like kind of the true form of the entity because it is a cosmic alien thing. So,
I mean, it was contained until it smashed into Earth.
Yeah. Which, I mean, in the last episode,
it makes you go, where the fuck he come from, and why was he contained in the rock?
I mean,
That's another story. That's what
maybe,
I want to know.
Maybe we'll get that in season 3 when they go back to
don't know.
1908. Although the entity's been here long before.
Long before that, so you would have to have a bigger flashback.
So yeah.
Anyway,
we'll see.
So, episode 8, Winter Fire.
It's finale. You just say the finale.
Sure, the finale. So Derry now is under a dense fog now that one of the pillars have been destroyed, and he's just kind of creeping on out. And it's like, let me just stretch my legs. And he's no longer limited in any way at all, which is super dangerous. So Pennywise kills the school principal and begins to hypnotize all the town's children, kind of like Pied Piper of Hamlin, and starts luring them away, and they all follow him. The adults either fail to notice or remain passive, and continuing the season's portrayal of a community unable to protect its children. They're just like stuck in their own whatever.
Well, you do see kind of a blend of like, the non-belief, but then you also see people that just kind of turn a blind eye.
But I think that's also part of his influence too, of controlling things.
Perhaps. I think it's just the times too. It's like
that too.
Kids are meant to be seen, not heard.
So because of all the things happening at the school, the girls decide they're going to pursue Pennywise. We got Lily, Ronnie, and Marge following all the children because they end up they drive like a van and they're trying to figure out how to drive a car. And it's just really funny. So they are trying to go and stop him, and they each take care of each other with different burdens and stuff like that because they try to make sure that they all stay on track. Yeah. So if they see that one is kind of like being pulled in, I think they take turns holding the shard or something.
Yeah, like
they have a way of keeping each other on track.
Wanted to like come up off of it, but
no, but they knew they had to accomplish a goal and they knew they had to work together. Yeah. So we have, and Ronnie is determined to protect Will while worrying about Hank, and Marge is grieving Rich while trying to finish what he helped start. And by staying together, they resist Pennywise's usual tactics of isolating his victims and use the fear against them. Then we go on to Leroy seeking Hallorann's help.
Dick.
Leroy turns to Hallorann, acknowledging that the military training alone cannot save his son Will. And Rose prepares a tea that quiets the psychic voices overwhelming Hallorann.
Yes,
all those
peyote.
All that extra shit going on in his head. And with greater control over the Shining, Hallorann is able to track the dagger or shard that's being carried by Lily. The moment represents a healthier use of his supernatural power, and Rose does not force Hallorann to push harder. She helps him to create healthy boundaries around his gift, which is necessary because she understands it better than probably his grandmother did.
Yeah.
Pennywise, at one point in this episode, recognizes Marge, and he singles her out from the group.
Now, this shit is like super important, to all of it.
He senses something unusual about her future. The creature knows that Marge will eventually become the mother of Richie Tozer, one of the losers responsible for defeating him later. And because it doesn't experience time in the same linear way that we do as humans, Pennywise attempts to kill her so that that child can never be born and that he cannot be stopped. And it's so wild to have that concept popped in. You're just like, wait, what?
Honestly.
So now the idea of traveling back and forth makes you go, oh.
So when I had Michael on Off the Mats, and we were talking about time travel, and we were talking about the different types of because I can't express how much I hate Avengers Endgame because of the time travel part of the story. And Michael and I were kind of talking about different theories on time travel and time in itself. And we're there is the theory that time is all it's not linear, but it's all layered. So what we're doing right now, Kennedy's being assassinated right now at the same time, just on a different level. And then, whatever's happening tomorrow is happening, right? So it's kind of like a parking garage.
So, what's funny about this, and now I'll say something else that connects. The revelation reframes Pennywise's actions. The entity isn't hunting randomly. It's reacting to knowledge of its own future death. And I've always had an idea because I believe in reincarnation. Not everybody does. But I've always thought, again, time is not linear. So what you might remember from a past life, quote unquote, they may remember from what it would be our time now. So it's maybe they got knowledge of how things are used, like certain medicines and things, from future knowledge that they'll remember in the past. So anyway, it's again, because time's not linear. So things just kind of shuffle. its own way. So anyway, it also creates a paradox. By targeting Marge, Pennywise may help create the experiences and family history that eventually produces Richie's resistance.
Well, like I said earlier, you throw a pebble into the stream.
Yep.
Like, time will course correct.
Right.
If the theories are what they are, we don't know. But you can't stop what's inevitable.
Mm-hmm. So we go back to Hallorann using his shining, the shinning, to help enter and disrupt Pennywise's mind. He temporarily freezes the creature, allowing Will and the other children to escape its control. And this is one of the strongest demonstrations of Hallorann's power. Like, he's really pushing it here. And however, it also places him in a direct psychological contact with the ancient entity, which kind of puts him in trouble too. Like, it's a very dangerous place to be in. So before the group can restore the supernatural cage, Shaw's soldiers arrive. Mind you, get all these kids, and I think, are they on top of a lake, or is it?
Yeah, I think.
And everything's kind of like frozen.
Yes.
And it shouldn't be that frozen now, but I guess he's got control of things. But whatever. Taniel ends up getting killed, and the adults are detained. Shaw remains convinced that freeing Pennywise is justified by his vision of a national stability. He's still got it in his head that this is going to help the nation. Anyway, his forces become otherwise an obstacle between the children and survival. And even with the monster directly in front of them, the institution continues prioritizing authority over truth. Pennywise turns against Shaw and ends up ultimately killing him.
No shit.
The
thing that couldn't be contained killed him?
Oh my God.
The fuck out
The thing that he said he would have control over? No worries. I got this, boo.
I would have never guessed.
Oh. The death completes Shaw's arc. Done. He has spent his life believing that knowledge and military rank and discipline give him power over fear. And in the end, he's completely consumed by that force.
Dumb fuck.
Dumb. So the children, of course, in all of this going on, are attempting to return the dagger or shard to the containment system while Pennywise is pursuing them. The adults overpower the soldiers and they fire at Pennywise, and their weapons just can't kill him. It might slow him down, but it's not going to stop him because, like, again, you can't kill him, is what the native said. Yeah. Anyway, they delay it long enough, pardon me, to allow the children to complete their ritual. Rich's spirit arrives. Oh, and I love that part. And
he flicks him off.
He's running off. He's just flicking the bird like, yeah. And I don't think he ever had like a scary vision, did he?
That's what I said. He didn't.
Why is he the one that, anyway. So his spirit arrives. Pardon me one second. I need to take a quick drink. And whether this is literally Rich or a manifestation of the emotional bond between the group is left somewhat open. I think it's him. Because I think that just makes the story more powerful. The cage, of course, is ultimately restored for the timeline, which forces Pennywise back into his confinement and back into a period of hibernation, which is, he has to hibernate in order for the next section to start. The victory, of course, is just temporary, and the audience we all know that he will awaken again in 27 years?
Yeah.
So in the aftermath, Rich is given his funeral. And Marge sees evidence that he completed a personal promise involving the toy plane, offering her a final emotional connection to him. Ronnie and Will share a kiss before Ronnie leaves his dairy with Hank, and their departure gives Hank and Ronnie the possibility of escaping the town's influence. Hallorann announces that he has accepted work as a chef at a hotel, and we all know that this is the destination in The Shining.
Yeah.
Leroy receives an honorable discharge, and he and Charlotte decide to remain in Derry with Will, establishing the Hanlon family's continued connection to the town. Will later become Mike Hanlon's father. Ingrid is institutionalized at Juniper Hill, as you mentioned, and physically alive but psychologically destroyed. So then we get in a little 1988 epilogue.
Post-credit.
The story jumps forward 26 years. An elderly Ingrid remains at Juniper Hill. She witnessed the death by suicide of Elfrida Marsh and then meets Elfrida's daughter, Beverly Marsh. Sophia Lillis?
Yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah.
Returns as Beverly, connecting the series directly to the 2017 film. The scene suggests that the trauma experienced by the next generation is already beginning. Beverly's grief, abusive home, and eventually encounter with Pennywise are part of a cycle that Derry never truly breaks.
Yeah, I like that wrap up.
It was a good wrap up. It was a good way to start that. Yeah.
interconnected everything.
Yes.
I mean, honestly, like once the series is completed with season 3, if that's where they stop, because I think they did say initially it's supposed to be a 3 season run.
Okay.
But each season has to be greenlit. So they did greenlit season, greenlighted, whatever. Season 2. And I'm certain season 3 will be an automatic, without saying. But I think it would be fun to watch season 3, 2, 1, and then It 2017 and It Chapter 2, like kind of all in order. So, like it was a good tie up. So yeah. I digs it. I digs it completely. So like with the time travel stuff, like does trying to kill Marge create like a time loop problem, or like I said, I think
So it's funny that like past him didn't have a problem until he somehow realized that present him or future him had an issue. And I guess it wasn't an issue until the future had happened.
Yeah. I mean, I guess because like
which is interesting.
The way that time works for the entity is kind of it's all happening at once.
Mm-hmm.
So even though it's all happening at once, it's like you still can't really act on a thing like right away. Yeah. You have to do one thing. It's like doing a regular task. Like I can't vacuum and mop at the same time. Like,
exactly right.
So
but it does create another layer to him.
Yeah.
Or it, I should say.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's why I keep trying to. I mean, I think it's just an it. I don't don't like misgender it.
Well, he presents himself as Pennywise, which is male, and even the kid was male before that.
True.
So,
all right,
maybe as we know, it tends to prefer a male presence, but it's fine. It's whatever.
Yeah. I mean, and obviously, as this wraps up, we're obviously interested in another season.
Of course.
Like, did the epilogue or post credit feel earned? Like, just like with everything that we went through with this whole season, do you get to that kind of post credit?
You need that little something to kind of wrap things up, even though we know what's coming up. Just wrap it up with these characters because we're not obviously going to revisit them.
Yeah,
This is it for the timeline. You see where everything's going.
Well, I mean,
all done.
Even with season 2, as you go back to 1935, I mean, I'm sure we're going to get more of Shaw.
Right.
We will maybe get Hallorann, maybe. Maybe not. Probably not. No. Unless as a kid.
Well, I mean, he wouldn't even be in that time frame because he's younger. Shaw is much older than all of them.
Well, yes, but I mean, like, he wouldn't be connected to the military, but...
You said 1908?
No.
Oh,
1930.
Oh, maybe.
I mean, it's 27 years, so I don't know how...
You might?
I don't know how old...
He'd be a few years old.
Like, Hallorann, I don't know what his age
He could be up to, say, 10 years old.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you might get some kind of touch there. Maybe not even full blown. You might get like a mention or something. Some family connection.
That they're looking for people who are capable of doing such and such or whatever. Yes. Yeah, I don't know.
So, I mean, there's going to obviously be connectors. But I'm looking forward to season 2.
Oh, yes.
Whenever it comes out. I think they're maybe starting production this fall. I'm not sure. But yeah, as we kind of get closer to the end of this episode, we just go over some of the themes, not too deep into detail here, but our recurrent themes throughout we have is like Derry as the real monster. Like the whole town is really the villain of the story. Pennywise is just feeding off of it. So, I mean, it's easy to say Pennywise is the villain, but really Pennywise is just kind of picking up the pieces of what the townsfolks leave for him. So, there's your first theme. And then, yeah, I guess I lost my page. There we go. And then you've got some theme in here as well.
Oh, that's funny. You have way more notes on here than the ones you sent me.
Oh, probably. I don't know.
Yeah, wow.
No, because I just copied this straight over. And
legit, it stopped after my last one.
Okay.
But, okay. So... what we got? The Hanlons and the Grogans and Hallorann, Rich, and the Black Spot community face dangers that do not originate with Pennywise, because racism is a thing. Police violence, military discrimination, and mob hatred operate openly throughout different scenes, which is, even though Leroy is a decorated officer, he still gets treated with disrespect when he first gets there. which is, I'm sure, was very commonplace, if not still is.
Yeah.
Charlotte's activism makes her a target, but also gives her a clearer understanding of how things are going on in Derry. We got Hank, who is blamed because prejudice makes him an easy suspect. Because, unfortunately, you had to be the one that was guilty, right? Because you were supposed to be there.
I mean, the belief is, well, like he was on shift, so it's got to be him.
It's his fault.
But we know, like,
because they honestly can't believe that something supernatural happened and killed these children.
Well, no, I mean, yeah, that kind of goes beyond the point, though, too. I mean, that's a hard pill to swallow in itself.
Yes.
If you don't have the proof, but it's like you are on shift, but also it's easier because you're a black dude. So we are really gunning for you. It's not even a matter of like, I can't believe it.
Right.
If it was one of the other guys, but like, because it's, black dude, is like, oh, is definitely him.
Exactly. And we have the black spot. It offered community and a place of freedom, but we knew ultimately this place was going to become a target at one point or another.
Yeah.
It just was bound to happen, unfortunately.
Can't have nothing.
We got Pennywise, who arrives to feed on a massacre created by human beings, because I think he just kind of like feeds the fuel, like he kind of like fuels little tidbits and just lets it happen.
It was like if there's like embers, he like fans the flames and really.
Well, he did the massacre.
Yeah.
In the theater, which ended up causing the massacre at the black spot. So he does his bit so he can get full. And the horror is strongest when supernatural evil and real historical violence overlap, like we just said at the black spot. Do you think the series handled racial violence with enough depth? You think it was pretty good?
I think for what you had a lot to cover
right.
in this show, and I think it was interwoven just well enough so it doesn't become the whole theme of the show.
Right.
But it is a part of the show.
Right. It blends in pretty seamlessly.
Yeah. Just because, I think the big part is the time period.
Yes, of course.
Like, that's what makes it blend. If this were in 2022, bad example. If this were in, like, let's say 2009.
Sure.
It would feel possibly a little forced.
It would feel a bit more forced, yeah.
But because it's taking place in 1962.
People are like, what is this, 1962? It's 2009.
Like, if it, with it taking place in 1962, it's kind of on brand, just given what was going on in the country anyway. Mm-hmm. So I think it was fine. Perfectly fine. As far as the next thing being childhood fear and adult disbelief, that's just an easy cover. Pennywise feeds off fear, and kids are easier to scare. Like, much easier to scare. And again, with the adults' disbelief, they weren't listening to those kids. They didn't want to hear nothing.
Monsters Inc. also
fed
off of kids' fears.
Yeah. So, it's like that's not something that adults are like, fuck off.
It takes more effort.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I don't even think like the thing is like the fear was with the kids, but the adults is like push them to violence, because the thing is that is fear manifested in a different way. Mm-hmm. So it's not even about like, hey, let's like oogity boogity scare them. It's mm-hmm. like, let's give them, something to be angry about, mm-hmm. kill some kids, mm-hmm. It's like kill, pun intended, no pun intended, however you want to take it. 2 birds with 1 stone.
The little girl ripped to shreds.
And that's going to anger the town. Mm-hmm. Now you got that emotion going. So yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like I feel like that theme was covered very well.
Yeah.
Like out of the adults in the story, like which adults do you feel like listened to the kids most effectively? Like just heard them, like.
Probably Will's parents.
Yeah, I think though because they weren't from there.
Probably, like you said, that's like they didn't have like, I don't know, probably just the whole town. Yeah, I think the town's just affected in a way.
Yeah. Like
almost like being under like almost kind of like a spell or something.
Yeah,
like
there's
that.
like a haze.
Yeah.
Like, do you think that disbelief from the there's a hiccup and burp. The disbelief from the parents, like, do you think that's partially responsible for what ends up happening?
It seems like the basic trope with these kinds of things. They're not going to believe them because, especially back in the times, they didn't really pay attention to kids.
No. It was like, again, fucking
Go
kids.
outside. Why are you not here until the streetlights come on? Go away.
Yeah. So, whatever.
So, Then there's like, grief, memory, and false return. So Pennywise repeatedly takes the form of dead or missing people to feed off of that, grief factor. And it offers the characters the possibility that someone they lost might still be present.
Yeah.
So, we have Maddie, Maddie's form attempts to lure the children into the sewers. We got Lily's emotional contact with her dead father in the pickle jars. That was Ronnie seeing her mother. That was also a creepy scene. Ingrid devotes her life to the belief that Pennywise is just her dad in a different form. And grief causes these characters to accept things that they logically know are false. Like, Ingrid should have known better. Pennywise's imitations are powerful because they contain just enough truth to feel emotionally convincing.
Yeah.
You got to tell just enough of the truth, right? To make the lie sound convincing.
Yeah.
You don't do too much, don't do too little, do just enough.
Yeah, you just give them that nudge.
So which character do you think is controlled the most by grief?
Ingrid.
Yeah.
Like, that's easily...
I think Ingrid and Lily both are like along the same path of each other,
So I think...
Ingrid's had more time.
With Lily, I think it's a little different. Yeah, it could just be because it's fresher for her, maybe. Mm-hmm. But it's also... I think with Lily, she has a community.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like an anchor for her. Whereas with Ingrid...
She's very much alone.
She's... Yeah.
You can see a mom.
Like, she's married.
Yeah.
But you don't really, this is during those, the 60s. I mean, it's like, I don't know because I wasn't there, but you hear the stories.
I bet you they were traveling through. Her dad disappears. She gets put in an orphanage and she stayed in Derry ever since.
Yeah. So,
because there was no one else.
She doesn't have any other family. She has a husband and, he works, does his thing. So it's, I think she's like the most controlled by grief because, like you said, she loses her dad. She gets put in an orphanage. Like, there's a disconnect now for her.
Mm-hmm. Do you think Pennywise understands grief? Or do you think he just is merely, like, imitating it?
I think about No Country for Old Men in that regard, where it's like the killer in that. Mm-hmm. He's like, his smile is creepy. It's like one of those things like, humans do this.
Yeah.
I'm going to do what humans do.
Right.
Because I think that's kind of Pennywise too. It's like, I don't think Pennywise necessarily understands it.
He's watched.
Yeah. So he's like, this is what they do. I'm going to imitate this and maybe get the results. And it's like, and sometimes it works and sometimes it comes off super awkward. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, oh, something's not right. So I think it's just basically imitation.
Yeah, I think so too.
Fear as a weapon is another thing.
Of course.
Not going to go too deep into it because, we kind of covered it throughout the series, really. But just Pennywise feeding off of that. And then Shaw under this ideal that he wants to control fear and control it as a weapon to get to his, to other countries, to our enemies. But not just that. It gets even sicker with his control of it because he wants to use fear to control the citizens.
Right.
To make them behave.
Right.
So, fear as a weapon it's super encompassing. Because,
that's not dystopian at all.
Because it's like, it's our internet now. Just fear mongering constantly. Right. Always putting up something, trying to make other people like scared to comply.
It makes you wonder what else happened to him to make him so rigid in thought. To think this is the way things will be okay now.
Well, I think, again, when we get to season 3 with 1908, where he's a kid, we will get that story.
We better find out.
And I think those seeds were intentionally planted that way, when they reveal what they reveal to us. So, yeah. Like fear as a weapon is a huge one, just encompassed throughout the season.
Mm-hmm. So we have parents and children, and the season repeatedly examines how parents who protect, fail, abandon, and control or unintentionally harm their children. So we have Leroy's desire to protect Will becomes controlling and violent. It does not work well for their relationship. Charlotte attempts to understand Will rather than command him, and Hank risks everything to protect Ronnie. We have Ingrid remains emotionally trapped. from her dad's abandonment, which he really didn't abandon her. He kind of got took it. He was kidnapped. It did. Lily's mother struggles to support a traumatized child because she too is not really getting the support she needs with everything going. She's lost her husband. Her child is having a hard time. She herself is having a hard time.
She's medicated, so she's kind of numb.
Helpers. That shit never helped. Anyway, future families lines connect with these characters. We got Mike, Stan, Richie, Beverly, and Henry in the future. So how does fear change the way each parent behaves? I think it's like I think it just goes with their temperament. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
their personality.
It's all in how you respond to the fear.
Right.
Like if, just an example, let's say something happens to Sophie. Like my fear for my child definitely will like affect how I react to this. Like you'd be like, hey, Sophie fell out of a tree. I'm scared for my child, but I'm certain my child is going to be okay. Like she fell out of a tree and broke her arm. Oh, right. Shit. Like it's not going to be as intense as if you say she fell out of the tree and got impaled by a fucking branch.
Like what?
I am fucking terrified. I'm not in my right mind. So it's like it all depends on, what the level of fear there is into how you're going to behave, in response to your child, especially when you're looking at something like, this situation here in the show. Mm-hmm. It's just like, well, what's the fear that we're facing? There's a lot of different things. I mean, the big thing for Leroy was, his fear receptor was broken. But when it came to his kid, it was like, there's kind of this thing of like losing your family kind of affected him and gave him the anger. Mm-hmm. What? Oh, can you hear the TV?
No, I just saw the flashing in the mirror behind you.
Oh, okay. I was like, what's that reaction?
So everybody knows he has the TV on behind me, but in front of me is a cabinet that has a mirror, and I could see the part of the screen. And there was a lot of flashing, so I was like, what is this? No,
I mean, I believe it's episode 6. I can't see that far.
Anyway.
I think it's episode 5. Anyhow, yeah. So, but yeah, I think as far as the fear and how they respond and behave with the parents behave, it just depends on the level of fear. Mm-hmm. I mean, like Charlotte didn't really have an intense level of fear. No. So her response to Will was a lot softer. Whereas like anyone else's fears were like...
Well, like Lily and her mom both are like closed in on themselves.
Yeah.
With what's going on with them. So yeah, it's very interesting to see just, how home life is, if it's strong or if it's kind of weak, is how, they're going to react to each other. But
yeah. As far as any like, moving forward, like we look at Pennywise and kind of this expanded mythology, we do get that the season kind of gives you a little bit more. Mm-hmm. It's kind of for the most part, it keeps the creature mostly in the background at first, and it allows it to appear through different forms before you finally get that Pennywise reveal in, I believe, episode 5. Mm-hmm. So I do like that. You also get that explanation of like how Pennywise or the entity borrows Pennywise from Bob Crane. I don't even say borrow. He stole this man's identity from a real performer, while, the containment pillars established that the creature, like it can only, it is like physically restricted, like within, certain parameters. So it can't be destroyed. But it can be contained within this pocket here.
Exactly.
So, you do get this expansion of Pennywise's mythology, I guess, and they're going to build further on it, obviously, as the other 2 seasons go further back in time. Mm-hmm. So, and I'm curious to see just how much more you can really give us for this.
I'm in. I want to see what it's like.
Yeah.
So we got connections to The Shining and the wider Stephen King universe. So Hallorann's present, provides the clearest connection beyond it.
Yeah.
So his psychic gifts give him by his grandmother, because probably skip generations or whatever. Anyway, yeah. His mental lockbox, as he puts it, is eventually and his eventual work at the hotel all connect to The Shining and Dr. Sleep. as you mentioned before. The season also includes references to Shawshank Redemption quite a few times, Christine, The Mist, The Dark Tower, which has been a really, really big thing, 11/22/63, Storm of the Century, The Moving Finger, I think, which is a short story, and Battleground, also a short story.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there are plenty other Stephen King stories, but I'm not a huge Stephen King nut.
Like Teresa, I think really
and his writing is interesting, but I'm not like super duper into all of it.
Yeah, there's some things that I have enjoyed by him as far as like actual books, and then a handful of the movies, but I would never consider myself like a fanatic. I would know like all the stuff. So and like everything that you mentioned there is like I'm familiar to some degree with most of them. I mean, Shawshank Redemption, Christine, The Mist, The Dark Tower, 11/22/63, Storm of the Century. Those I'm familiar with. The Moving Finger I know of, but I
don't know that one.
I couldn't tell you a whole heck of a lot. But yeah, like I like that there's the interconnectivity with all of this stuff here.
And since you like the connectivity, did Hallorann's role feel natural or like a shared universe, like marketing kind of a tool?
I felt that it was really, because it wasn't like, even though he's one of the main characters, it wasn't like forced.
It was natural. It was necessary.
Yeah. Because I mean, and it helps that this is before he goes to the Overlook.
Yes.
Because in reality, if I don't know that, I'm not really thinking about this dude from The Shining. In fact, I wasn't at all thinking about The Shining. I'm thinking about this story right here. And I love that, he mentions, I'm going to pick up this job over at a hotel. Mm-hmm. And that's all the reference
because he's moving on.
Yeah.
This is the next step.
Yeah, that's all the reference you need.
I am out of the military. I'm going to go work at a hotel.
Yeah.
Shoo.
Yeah, so it's fine. I thought what they did with him was fine. I don't think it felt forced. It was very natural. So, right. As far as the future of the series goes, I mean, we do know that season 2 is being worked on, and I would imagine season 3 will get greenlit shortly thereafter.
Right.
With that 27-year cycle, we'll be going back to 1935, and then we've already seen flashbacks to 1908. So I would imagine we're going to get stories on the Bradley gang in 1935. I imagine we're going to get more on Shaw in 1908 and probably 35 as well. There was something else. But yeah, it's like,
I wonder if we'll get a flash on when it arrives.
I'm sure there might be something.
You could do like a 20-minute break on it,
Yeah. I mean, I don't think you need to go that long. I mean, you just give us kind of like a little like,
you can do it in flashes.
Somebody telling a story.
Yeah.
And I would imagine again that happens in season 3 with your 1908 story. So I like, as far as the future goes, it looks bright.
Oh yes.
I'm excited for what they have to offer, and anything that they do, I'm in for. If they do it chapter 3, fuck it, I'm here. In fact, like after the show ended, I was like, dude, I definitely want to go back and watch it for 2017 and chapter 2.
Yeah, I feel like I need to revisit it to maybe I'll pick up more stuff and
yeah. And honestly, I just haven't had time. There's been so much going on.
No, it's been very busy.
But ultimately, that's it. That's all we got. I know this one ran a little bit longer, so look, if you're still here with us, thank you. We do appreciate the fuck out of you. Thank you so much. As always, if you have any questions, concerns, or criticisms, please feel free to reach out. You can always find me at So You Like Horror on Instagram. All the words separated by underscores. You can email. I'm not going to probably see it, though, because I check it once a month. So I'll probably forget even to check it. But go ahead and try if you want. I got you, baby. Our next episode, I mean, I don't know, might be feeling scrolly. Maybe we'll do, It from 2017. I keep saying that, and we still haven't done it.
We'll see.
We did watch Undertone recently, and I liked it, so we might do Undertone. I don't know what we're gonna do, but
it was okay.
I do have True Blood upcoming. I just have to put all the shit together and figure out how to do that, because if this was long, imagine what that's gonna be. Fuck. So we'll figure it out. But otherwise, thank you again so much, everybody. We do appreciate you. You all know what it is. You all keep listening. We're gonna definitely keep making these shows. Thank you, everyone, and bye. Keep staying spooky. Boo. Oogity boogity. Rawr. Okay. Yeah?
I think that's good for now.
The end.